Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today, and this week sees the gloriousness of NICOLAS FREAKIN Cage. Woo! Woo! Oh, baby, definitely does. In the unbearable weight of massive talent hitting the store shelves, along with the animated action adventure The Bad Guys, Season 2 of the Umbrella Academy, and Criterion Collection is releasing a 4K edition of the 1971 action thriller classic, as it should be, Shaft. Plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart, and god damn, seriously? Oh shit, they got nothing this week. No new release love whatsoever. Damn, man, seriously? Holy shit. Oh my god, man. It is truly pathetic this week, man. Like a motherfucker. Damn, dude. You want to know what's even more pathetic, though? The fact that it looks like some people actually bought Morbius. What the hell? Oh my god, man. I literally want names. I want faces. Whoever bought this, I want them to register under some sort of fucking government database, damn it. I really do. God damn, man. Holy shit. Dude, that baffles the living hell out of me, man. They actually sold some of the goddamn thing. They didn't sell out completely, but just a little bit is still too much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they've still got some Morbius love. They've got Ambulance, Witches, Gold, Infinite Storm. I mean, they've got the stuff from last week, but what about the new shit? I mean, literally, there is some decent stuff out this week. You have a big starring movie with Nicolas Cage in it, and they've literally got jack shit. Oh my god, man. Damn, is this pathetic like a motherfucker. And again, what'd you expect? Oh, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of physical media would have helped. You know, just a little bit. Shit, man. Damn, dude. This is a pretty decent physical media week, all things considered. There is some solid releases, man. I mean, plus you've got the Nicolas Cage love, which, above all, is pretty damn sweet. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, this has to be something that Walmart is going to carry, right? Why wouldn't they carry Nicolas Cage love? I mean, it's the only love you ever really need, folks. It really is indeed. So here I'm thinking, okay, we're going to get some good physical media love. At least one thing to show off, right? Yeah, nah, man, jack shit. Seriously. What the hell, dude? I mean, literally, week to week, it's either feast or fucking incredible, like, famine like a motherfucker, dude. There is no in between here. There is literally no in between whatsoever. Not even close to it, man. So, I don't know. I just kind of roll with the punches when it comes to Walmart, because literally that's the only option I got, man. It's not like I can go in the back room and be like, hey, man, put this out. Come on, man. I'm gonna give you the smackdown on your candy ass. I kind of wish I could, because then, number one, that'd be pretty badass, and secondly, man, I think I'd be like a hero to all the physical media lovers out there that actually put Walmart in their place. Finally, be about damn time, don't you really think? Yeah, it honestly would, guys. So, yeah, not so much. So, literally, who knows what next week will bring? Will it actually bring really great physical media love? Maybe. Will we have literally nothing to show? Possibly. Look, I can't guarantee shit anymore with Walmart. Not even in the slightest, man. I really can't. So, as I said, I just kind of go with it and see where it takes me, all things considered, guys. I honestly do. So, it is what it is, man. But no physical media love this week. Hell, not even Nicolas Cage love. And that's a goddamn shame. It really is. So, well, let's hope for maybe seeing it next week. Of course. Just like Walmart. Well, that's next week, but in the meantime, there is physical media love out there. Let's hope
Because if Walmart is any indicator, it's going to be rough waters, but let's hope that the rest of the stores buck the trend. But how about we go and check it all out?
All right, everybody. We are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I got to talk to you guys about something. And, you know, I don't like to brag, but I did kind of predict it, didn't I? I did indeed. From Variety, Netflix begins second round of layoffs. 300 positions cut. You don't say. Let's dive in, shall we? Layoffs have hit Netflix again. With the streamer letting go of roughly 300 staffers on Thursday, Variety has learned exclusively. The cuts are across multiple business functions in the company, with the bulk of the jobs lost in the U.S. Of course it is. These new layoffs, which Variety first reported earlier this week, would be coming hit just a few weeks after the streaming giant, which has a global workforce of roughly 11,000 staffers, made an initial round of reductions of similar size in May. At that time, Netflix laid off 150 employees and dozens of contractors and part-time workers. The streamer indicated more rounds of layoffs would be coming. And indeed they did. Today, we sadly let go of around 300 employees, a Netflix spokesperson told Variety. While we continue to invest significantly in the business, we made these adjustments so that our costs are growing in line with our slower revenue growth. We are so grateful for everything they have done for Netflix and are working hard to support them through this difficult transition. You're supporting them through the difficult transition that you put them in. Right. God. Netflix has lost close to 70% of its value since it announced it was down by 200,000 subscribers at the end of quarter one and expected to lose another 2 million subs in quarter two. On Thursday, Netflix's stock opened at $180.08 per share and was trading at $180.93 just after 11 a.m. ET shares of Netflix were trading at north of 600 in January. Oof. Yeah, that's quite the drop. In its most recent earnings, Netflix committed to cutting costs in order to keep its margins at 20%. The streamer still plans to spend aggressively on content with a budget of $17 billion, that's with a B, in 2022 for shows and films. That's roughly in line with what is shelled out in 2021, so similar to a certain extent. After years of easily winning the streaming wars, Netflix has finally started to take a hit amidst the onslaught of new and revamped competitors, including Disney's Disney+, Comcast Peacock, Paramount Global Paramount+, and Warner Brothers Discovery's HBO Max. With more new platforms for customers to choose from and splashy and high-budget titles popping up on those services, increased pressure has been put on Netflix to attract and retain customers, as it's been losing valuable library content to companies bringing their content back home for their own streamers. Adding to Netflix's struggle is the fact that the media sector, not to mention the rest of the U.S. economy, is being pummeled by recession fears that have plunged the market into a bear territory. But Netflix is not the only Hollywood company enacting layoffs amid the Wall Street chaos. Warner Brothers Discovery has also cut key staffers recently as it looks to reduce costs and its debt load following the completion of the merger between Warner Media and Discovery that led to the new company's creation this spring. Everybody is suffering, baby. Everybody is. But Netflix might be suffering more than most. Oh, indeed it might. Who could have seen that coming? Who could have indeed, man? But seriously, though, in all honesty, it does sting for anybody to lose their jobs. And I don't want anyone, and I mean anyone ever at any time, to lose their jobs, man. But unfortunately, when revenues are down, something has to go. And they're not going to get rid of the content. In this article, they did say they are going to spend billions upon billions upon billions of dollars on content. They pretty much promised it. So they're going to go out and still spend as much money as they did back in 2021 because they have to still compete. So where do you cut the costs? Well, shit, I guess we got to lay off more workers. You cut the workforce. And that really fucking blows, man. I mean, maybe not spend as much money on content, but be smarter in how you're spending it, right? Don't just go willy-nilly on everything and anything. You know, not maybe take as many chances.
try to do a little bit of research and your due diligence and maybe end up trusting your instincts a little more instead of just doing a smorgasbord of all this different content, and some of it hits, but a lot of it just ends up just being extra fodder. But of course, you know, with the streaming wars, that's never really going to be a thing, man. You know that, seriously. I mean, come on, guys. So it is a bummer, man. But again, I predicted this. I told you guys, man, like a handful of out and abouts ago, I told you about Netflix getting rid of some of the workforce, and I said even in the article, they were preparing people for the fact that they were going to cut more jobs. And here we are now. Literally, they have done just that, man. And so they're trying to ease the blow a bit. But regardless, it's still a blow. I mean, in the article, they're like, well, we're helping people transition in this difficult time. Yes, but you're the one that fired them. How the fuck are you going to help them unless you help them get another job? I mean, seriously, man, I don't know. You know, the streaming wars are brutal. I've said this many times before. I mean, not only are they going after physical media and movie theaters, but they're at each other's throats. I mean, literally, Warner Brothers and Paramount and Universal and Disney and now Netflix and God knows who else wants to enter the game. They're all vying for your eyeballs. And to do that is content, content, content. And the fact that if they lose a certain amount of subscribers, if they can't bring in the numbers, they have to justify cutting something at the end of the day, and it's the workforce. Hell, it's not just Netflix that's doing it. The article stated that other streamers are doing the same exact thing, man. And the problem is because, look, at the end of the day, you know, I mean, it is difficult out there. With prices rising, entertainment isn't cheap anymore. I've told you that many, many times before. And you have to be a little bit smarter on how you spend your money. And maybe you can't spend it every single time on all these different streaming platforms because, honestly, it starts to get cable level pricing. And who the fuck wants that, man? So you have to pick and choose. Well, maybe I'll have Netflix for Stranger Things. And when Stranger Things is over, I'll cancel it and I'll get Disney Plus for, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi and some of the Marvel shows. And once I'm caught up with that, I'll cut loose that and then maybe grab, you know, Peacock for a little bit. And you just have bounce around and hop around places or just pick two and stick with those. But again, you are influencing all of these streamers. You're influencing the entertainment industry with your dollars, your hard-earned money. You are influencing in a big bad way, guys. Make no mistake about that. You absolutely are. And so by doing that, these streamers have to end up catching your eyeballs even more, which means they have to do more flasher shows. They have to get themselves out there even more. And man, it is a literal fight to the finish line. And who knows who's going to survive at the end of the day. I mean, Netflix used to be king. The article even states that. They used to have content that nobody would have, man. They would license it from everybody. And now, everybody's taking that content back. They've had to make new content. Some of it's hit, but now other streamers are catching up to them. They're not the only game in town anymore. And losing 200,000 to 2 million subscribers, that stings. And so, who gets the short shaft? I've said it before. The short shaft goes to the workers. The people who work their ass off for you, and you end up cutting them loose. Life isn't fair, I get it, but you know, you'd think that you do your due diligence to keep them around because they've worked hard for you and you should work hard for them. But then again, this is Hollywood we're talking about and promises are never really kept, okay? It's just the honest to God truth, man. But it's a dog-eat-dog world and these streamers are really going out to prove themselves. In order to do it, they're spending loads and loads of cash, your hard-earned cash, but again, because you pick and choose, because you actually want to do your due diligence on trying to find alternatives to get the best bang for your buck, that means that sometimes you don't stick around long enough, which means that these streamers don't see the revenue that they want, which means that people end up losing their jobs. It's all cause and effect at the end of the day. It's not your fault. It's their fault. But they'll do anything to spin it the other way around. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know. I don't like it. I am a fan of streaming to a certain extent, but when it happens like this, you know, streaming isn't infallible. Streaming is now without its problems. And now we're seeing some of those problems. We're seeing that now streamers are having difficulties bringing in the masses like they want to. Sometimes it's not that easy, and they got to justify something somehow, some way. But what do you think about it? Definitely let me know indeed, guys. But Physical Media Love, well, shit, Walmart really fucked us over, didn't it? God damn, they did, man. Jesus Christ. But, hey, look, if anybody can bounce us back, it's Target, right? It's got to be Target. They've done so good before. They can do it again. Let's hope. How about we go in? Check it out.
All right, everybody, we are in at Target, and thank the fucking Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you indeed, because my God, man, if it wasn't for Target, boy, we'd be shit out of luck. Oh, man, Target comes through yet again, baby. Let's dive in with a little bit of animated mischievous love with The Bad Guys. The 4K Blu-ray Digital Collector's Edition for $29.99. They also have an only at Target Collector's Edition release. Interesting. This comes with one of their infamous filmmaker gallery books, 40 page, because you know the kids be all over that shit. Oh, indeed they will, man. Interesting indeed. I mean, it's got the same artwork, so it's not like it's anything different, just basically with the 40 page gallery book. I mean, if you like the movie enough to get it, cool, but I don't think the kids are really racing out for this edition. What do you think? I really don't think at all, man. But the movie, though, on the other hand, I got a chance to watch that on Amazon Prime, and I got to admit, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into with watching this thing. I mean, as I've told you guys before, I'm not the biggest animated movie guy as I used to be way back in the day when I was a kid. However, I am slowly but surely starting to get more into it over time, and there has been a lot of really wonderful, really amazing animated movies as of late, especially by Pixar, Disney, and so I'm like thinking to myself, okay, what is this movie gonna be? And honestly, I left the movie feeling really satisfied. Seriously, it's actually not a bad movie at all. It's actually pretty fun, incredibly entertaining. Basically, it's about these 5 friends, Mr. Wolf, Mr. Snake, Mr. Piranha, Mr. Shark, and Miss Tarantula. We can't forget about her. And basically, they are the bad guys. They love to rob banks and steal stuff from people, but, you know, they're lovable, and they have friends, and, you know, they hang out with each other. So it's cool to rob banks and steal shit, as long as, you know, you're friendly about doing it. Great lesson to teach kids, man. Absolutely perfecto, baby. So basically, they end up getting caught, and they're gonna go to jail, and this one dude literally is like, hey, let me try to rehabilitate them, and if I can do that, then they can avoid jail, right? Okay, sure, fine, see if you can do it. The bad guys are like, fuck this, man, we're so not gonna go with the program. We're gonna be bad and pretend to be good, and all the complication and the hilarity that storms from there, baby. Oh, indeed it does, man. I gotta admit, I had a ball watching this movie, man. It was really infectiously fun. I love the voice acting in here. The animation is really great. I really dug it, actually. I like taking these stereotypical ways about certain animals and putting them into sort of the bad guy status. I actually think it's really cool, hilarious, and there's some really awesome moments in there where it's not just for kids but also for adults. A little type of humor that sort of sneaks in there where you're like, I get it. The kids don't, but I definitely do, man. I definitely dug the humor, the colors, and the animation, and the way the characters are drawn and look. They're instantly going to be drawn to this film in a big bad way, man. No doubt about it. It really is something that I think everyone's going to love and dig in a big bad way. And what I actually really like even more about it, which I thought was kind of clever, is it's almost like a Tarantino film wrapped in a kid's animated movie, because it kind of reminded me of like Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction, just taking that and slightly dumbing it down a little bit more for kiddies. And I thought that was actually really clever and interesting and fascinating, and I dug it, man. Especially the opening sequence felt straight out of like Tarantino or something. And I'm like, oh my god, man, why didn't anybody think of that shit beforehand? Seriously, I really love the great moments of shock and awe, like when you realize, like, he's been deceiving us the whole time. Dun dun dun. There's some really great, like, oh shit moments where kids are gonna be like, Mommy, Daddy, that dude, he's the bad guy. And they're like, yes, we know, we definitely do. He'll get his comeuppance. Don't you worry, son. And there's some really great moments like that, and I thought the whole heist aspect was really cool and fun. Moments where it reminded me of old school films like Ocean's 11 even. I mean, they take really great popular movies and popular aspects and they put it into this mashup that translates into a really great story for kids. And I really dug it, man. I think kids are going to have a ball with this film. I had a ball with it. I mean, it's not the most perfect animated movie of all time. It does feel a little long, a little dragged out. It's about almost like an hour, 40 minutes. And once you're like a little over an hour into the film, you kind of feel like it needs to wrap up. Like they've done so much stuff already with the movie and all the crazy hijinks that you kind of feel like we should be on the downward slide. Maybe if they cut out, I'd say probably like 10 minutes out of this film, it might have worked out really well. It just drags just a wee bit. But that being said, man, I actually think this is a really solid animated movie for kids and adults alike. I think they're gonna really enjoy it. You take certain fairy tale aspects and you spin it into this bad guy tale. You take sort of a Tarantino quality style heist flick and certain characters and qualities that he's had in his other films and be like, yeah, what if we took a violent Tarantino flick and made it for the little kids? And dude, it actually worked wonders. It really honestly did, man. The bad guys, crazy enough to say it, is actually really good. It's not gonna reinvent the wheel. It's not the most amazing animated film out there, but it's entertaining enough. It's infectiously fun, and the humor is spot on. I really dug it, man. And honestly, if it's this fun to be part of the bad guys, I definitely don't want to be good. Some movies prove that even fairy godmothers can't fix that shit. And here we have Cinderella. Oh, the Blu-ray digital for $22.99. Oh my god. This fucking thing gets a goddamn Blu-ray release? There are some really amazing movies on Netflix that I'm literally waiting for physical media copies. And this gets one? Well, they never said the world was fair. Oh, shit. God damn, dude. Okay, so look, I watched this on Amazon Prime with my girlfriend. Okay, I didn't really want to watch it. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. I was slightly curious, but I figured, how bad can the movie really be, right? Man, I really gotta stop doubting that. I really do indeed, because shit, it is fucking terrible, man. So basically, look, it's the Cinderella story, right? But updated to slightly modern sensibilities, but still trying to tell the same old story in the old style Cinderella setting. Okay, yeah, so basically it's about Ella. No, we're not calling her Cinderella, we're calling her Ella, because again, we're trying to be more modern with that shit. Nobody calls anybody Cinderella anymore. That's so 1950. Absolutely it is. No one calls it by that old school shit anymore. It's Ella. And you better get used to it, damn it. Oh, you better indeed, baby. Times are changing, and if you don't get with it, then your ass is out the door. Oh, absolutely it is, especially nowadays, man. But even though we changed up the name, the story elements are still very much there. She's stuck with her evil stepsisters, her wicked stepmother. There's a handsome prince, a fairy godmother, glass slippers, the mice, you name it. All of the story elements from the classic Cinderella is all there intact, well, somewhat. Even though all the story elements are there, and even though it should work, the movie itself, it kind of feels a little forced and really half-baked. Now, before I get into my major complaints about the movie, I gotta be honest, and I gotta say this right off the bat. Representation matters. At the end of the day, it truly, honestly does. We are living in different times. They are changing rapidly, right before our eyes. And the way that we used to do things back in Hollywood, long time ago, whether it's casting or stories, animation, you name it, a lot of the time what ended up happening was we left out certain types of societies and cultures and sexuality. That can't happen anymore. We need to be inclusive the best we possibly can. We truly have to be, man. And I think our stories should reflect that. And there's been a lot of really great stories that have been told in recent years, especially animation-wise, whether it's Turning Red, Coco, Encanto, you name it, some amazing stuff out there that has really represented different societies and cultures in the best way possible. And I'm okay with that. Some people get really upset with that. Some people go overboard and say, well, that's woke. And you want to know what? I think that is bullshit. All right, I don't agree with that terminology whatsoever. We really need to evolve with the times, okay? And I'm okay with certain types of sexuality in movies or certain cultures. I'm okay with it as long as it's organic to the story, as long as it feels right, and as long as the story is good, the characters are engaging, then I'm up for anything. It doesn't matter whether it's black or white, gay, straight, trans, Asian representation, Filipino. It doesn't matter, man. I just want a good, engaging story at the end of the day. That's what truly matters to me, dude. That's what I really care about mostly. But again, it has to feel organic. It has to feel like it's naturally part of the story and that it doesn't feel forced. And that's the main issue with this movie. At every single turn, it feels like they're just putting it in there for the sake of putting it in there. They really have no plan for it or an organic story-wise as to why it's even there. It's just there for the sake of being there because they just forced it into the story. Like, instead of a fairy godmother, it's a fabulous godmother. Which is fine, but again, there's really no reason for it other than for it to just be there. And obviously, with Camila Cabella, clearly she's not the Snow White that you know and remember, which again is fine, but why? Well, it's just there for the sake of being there. And that's really the unfortunate issue with this movie, is that all they wanted to do was put these type of characters in there, and that's it. They didn't have a good reason to do it. They just decided to do it for the sake of doing it. And by doing that, it doesn't feel right. It feels off. It feels forced. It feels like they just shoved it in there for the sake of shoving it in there because, well, it's 2022 and we need to, just put it in there because that's the times. No, I don't really believe in that. I believe if it's organic to the story, if it can make sense to why it's there, then you put it in. But just don't shove it in there for the sake of shoving it in there, because then it feels awkward and weird and odd and feels wrong. And unfortunately, that's the main issue with it. I mean, it's also really sloppily made. The singing, the dancing, the costumes, the spectacle. It's not as magical as what you really want a Cinderella story to be. And it felt like they were kind of skimping out on the budget at times. it kind of felt half-assed at moments. I mean, even the jokes, man. I mean, they are really forcing this shit in a big bad way. There's a moment when the fabulous godmother, he ends up sort of transforming her, and at first gives her a pantsuit, and he's like, I thought you wanted to go business. And I'm like, in a Cinderella movie? Why is this even here? Well, we're putting modern day female sensibilities into our Cinderella fairy tale. Why though? What's the point of this? I mean, there's even a moment where she sees the glass slippers and she's like, well, is there any better footwear? And he's like, magic only has its limits. And I'm like, why, man? I mean, the jokes fall incredibly flat. They're cringeworthy, really, really bad, man. And again, it just feels like they're just shoved in there for the sake of shoving it in there, because we need to put modern day jokes into our old school fairy tale setting. To me, it just doesn't make any sense, man. And it's not like it's all bad, though, because Camila Cabella does a really great job. She's actually one of the bright spots of the movie. She's actually really phenomenal. The problem is everything around her just really fails. Even the acting. I mean, Billy Porter playing the fairy godmother, he is really cringeworthy. I mean, really bad, man. It is embarrassing to watch. Some people do better. I mean, I do love Pierce Brosnan, man. I always love Pierce, man. He always kills it. He does a great job here. Hell, even seeing Minnie Driver again in a really small role was really great to see, because I love Minnie Driver. It's been a long time since I've seen her in a movie, man, and she's great. Okay? I mean, not everybody fares well, though. Like James Corden. Yeah. Why is it that every shitty fantasy fairy tale musical that this guy is in is shit? Man, when are producers and directors gonna learn to fucking leave him on the side of the road, man? Seriously. Just let him do his fucking car karaoke bullshit and just leave it at that, man. God, that guy's a fucking anchor to your movie, dude. God, I hate him so much, man. I really do. God, he's just so fucking annoying, man. He really is, man. And this movie is no exception, alright? I mean, again, I just felt like it's a cheaper knockoff version of Cinderella. The singing was lesser than what you're normally used to. The dancing is, the costumes, it just felt like a dime store, thrift store version of a Cinderella tale. And man, that was a real bummer. I mean, even my girlfriend, who, you know, she's not beholden to the Cinderella tale and everything. She could care less about, you know, the old school stuff. Even she was watching this and she was like, God, this is really bad. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And there's moments where she was literally cringing and she was like, oh man, I don't know how much more of this I can take. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's just really god awful, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, it's not like you can't do modern day sensibilities in an old school tale, because they did it in Romeo and Juliet, that really great adaptation with Leonardo DiCaprio. They had modern day guns, they had modern day clothing, but they kept the same type of dialogue. It was just really a more modern day setting, but they kept the same tone and the same structure and the same type of dialogue. They didn't try to reinvent the wheel on everything. Here, they're trying to, and honestly, they're failing epically. I mean, sometimes it's okay to put a little bit here and a little bit there in, and maybe nobody will notice, right? Maybe you can get away with a little bit, and a little bit goes a long way, right? But with Cinderella here, they were really just shoving it in your face at every single opportunity, and it just didn't work, man. You know, Cinderella is a classic tale. It truly is, and it's amazing, and it stood the test of time for a reason. Divert from it, and honestly, the results speak for themselves. It was a, I guess, worthy effort to try. No, it honestly wasn't, man. This movie falls flat on its face hard. Nobody comes out looking like roses from this film. Nobody really does, man. It's a flat out embarrassment of epic proportions. Honestly, Man, I just hope this movie really just goes away and is never remembered, because it's just really that bad, man. God. It really is true. Some remakes and reboots really aren't worth it. And Cinderella is one of the terrible tales that has to be told in order to prove the point. Really, it honestly does. It doesn't turn into Cinderella's dream, more like her nightmare. The charisma, the talent, the acting range. He truly is a thespian of our time. There's only one man that could pull off Nicolas Cage, and that is Nicolas Cage. In The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, a DVD for $19.99, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.99, and oh yes, a little bit of Target love. The only at Target exclusive new edition with new unique artwork. Look at that. That is great. I mean, this is good artwork, don't get me wrong, but this is the tits. All right, this is good, man. Damn. You know, sometimes I'm not always a fan of the Target exclusives. Sometimes they don't wow me, but this wows me. This really honestly does, man. Damn, that is great artwork, dude. Oh, that is fucking classy, baby. That really honestly is. And for this movie definitely, absolutely deserves it. No doubt about that, man. Truly, honestly does. But enough about me praising it. Well, actually, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm probably gonna praise it more. I truly am, man, because it absolutely deserves it, baby. It truly does, man. I got a chance to see this in the movie theaters with John, and we wanted to see it because we are huge Nicolas Cage fans. I love Nicolas Cage, man. I am a ride or die Nick Cage fan. I really am, dude. Even in the bad movies, right? Even in the shit fest, he still comes off looking like roses for some reason, man. I don't know whether it's his charm or the fact that he just goes balls out crazy sometimes in a movie and you're like, okay, the rest of this is crap. But Nick Cage, man, oh, baby, he went bananas again. He truly did, and you just can't help but love the guy, man. Truly, he is weird. He's a little bit of a whack job at times, but damn, man, is he truly talented, and man, is he entertaining as fuck. He truly is, man. And honestly, the performances he's been in have proven it. It truly has. And it was just really great, honestly, to be in a movie theater watching a Nick Cage film, because do you remember, for me at least, it's been a long time since I've seen a Nicolas Cage movie in the movie theaters. The last time that I did it, true, swear to God, guys, was Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance back in 2011. That was the last time that I saw a Nicolas Cage film in the movie theaters. And that's really sad, because that movie blows. Alright, that is a fucking embarrassment of a film, dude. So I was like, oh my God, the last time I was in a movie theater seeing a Nick Cage film was over 10 years ago? God damn, that's blasphemy. And that's saying a lot, because he has done a lot of acting after 2011. I mean, he's been in so many movies, dude, and the fact that most of them have went straight to DVD or Blu-ray or streaming. I mean, I know he's had to pay off, you know, like the whole tax stuff and all piling bills and you name it, man. I mean, he was in debt like a motherfucker, and so he had to just take anything and everything. And unfortunately, some of it worked out, some of it didn't, and some of them were flat out turkeys, but finally my man Nick Cage is back in a big, bad way. He truly is, and damn glad for it, baby. Oh, yes, indeed. So, Nick Cage, as I said, plays Nicolas Cage, and he is unfulfilled and unsatisfied in his career. He is dealing with financial ruin. His kid is barely talking to him. She doesn't like him anymore. Wait a minute, is this a movie or an actual documentary? I wonder at times, trust me. And so he gets this offer to attend this super fan's birthday party, right? And he's gonna do it for $1 million. And he's like, this is crazy. What? Seriously? This is a thing? I'm literally gonna take this money. He's like, well, you know, Nick, look, man. I mean, it's really the only offer you get nowadays. So, take it. Because honestly, you need the money, pal. So, he ends up finally taking it, and he meets up with Javi, played by Pedro Pascal, man. And man, he is like the uber fan of uber fans. Like, I'm a fan of Nick Cage, I'm a big fan, but him, dude, he's an uber fan. He has like memorabilia from his films. Hell, he even has the guns from Face Off, for fuck's sake. How the hell did he get this shit? I mean, seriously, dude. God, he has got a lot of stuff, man. And he's kind of nervous around him and, trying to impress him and failing epically. And Nick Cage kind of deals with it, but he's slowly starting to grow to like Javi. They're starting to have a friendship. And honestly, he's really starting to dig the guy until the CIA comes knocking on Nick Cage's door, because all this time, yes, he's been hanging out with an uber fan, but he's also been hanging out with this mega drug kingpin who kidnaps people and has done all kinds of murders and crimes, and the CIA wants to bust Javi, and they need Nicolas Cage's help in order to do it. And all the hilarious hijinks that go from there, baby. Oh my god, do they? And boy, is this one madcap, hilarious romp that I so loved, man. I was engaged with this movie from the word go. I seriously was, man. The chemistry between Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage is off the charts. They have one of the best bromances that I have seen in cinema in a long, long time, man. The charm of Pedro Pascal really comes through as Javi, man. He's always been a phenomenal actor. He's done some really great work, but I think this is like his most vulnerable. You've really seen him, man. He really is somebody that really tries to impress Nicolas Cage, and he's somebody that is like, look, I am a huge fan. You have really had an effect on my life, and I really want to get to know you and be friends with you and spend time with you. And it's almost like a romance in some ways. I mean, it really is, dude. And Nicolas Cage, man, he is so great in this movie, man. He is having a ball playing a different version of Nicolas Cage, right? I mean, there is a little bit of truth in his performance. Yeah, a little bit. Come on, you can't say that there isn't. But this is a different type of Nicolas Cage, man. He's more neurotic and nervous and a little bit on edge. And there's a lot of aspects that are different from who he really is. But I think that's what makes Nicolas Cage so great, is that he's able to play a version of himself and yet pull it off in a way that you're like, you totally buy that that's who he is, man. And he's just having a ball with this role and doing a different perception on what people really think Nicolas Cage is, and I love it, man. I thought the comedy was hilarious here. Yeah, there's some like weird out there comedy at times, like especially when they like have a lot of weed and they're just doing some random hijinks. Like, that was kind of odd, but you kind of went with it because the bromance was so great at that point. You're just like, dude, who cares what they're getting themselves into? I just want to see them have a ball together. And they were absolute perfection, man. I mean, there is moments where there are certain actors in here that feel unneeded, like Tiffany Haddish. I mean, I like Tiffany Haddish in the movie. She's all right, but it kind of comes off like they just kind of have her there for the sake of having her there. And the same with Ike Barinholtz. He's here as one of the CIA agents too, and he's barely there. Makes a couple jokes and then sort of moves on. I mean, the whole CIA plot is a little underdone. It feels a little forced, and not that it really needs to be there. It adds an extra layer, and that's fine. And the whole like drug kingpin stuff, it has its moments and it kind of works out, and there's a really hilarious payoff to that, which I really dig. There's a moment where Nicolas Cage has to go undercover, and my god, man, being in the movie theater with John, he saw Nicolas Cage coming out with the wig and the beard and the makeup, and dude, he lost it. He just fucking lost it, man. He was laughing his ass off, man. He was on the floor. He was loving it. And I'm like, dude, this is great, man. This is absolutely fun, incredibly entertaining, hilarious as hell, man. I had a ball with this movie. I truly did. And it looks like everyone had fun making this movie. You could just kind of tell. There's certain movies where you know that they were brooding when they had to make this, and it was very difficult and all the heartaches that they had to go through. But this just felt like they were just having a blast on set with every single moment, man. And just living up this fantasy Nick Cage persona, and it was so fucking awesome, man. It truly honestly was. I loved every single second of this, and I give Nick Cage a lot of credit, man, because honestly, if somebody came up to me and said, yeah, we want you to play you, and you kind of think about that, you're like, well, what? Like, why? People already kind of think I'm a joke anyway, so you want me to be a bigger joke? And I think that's the appeal of it, right? Because Nicolas Cage is so crazy of an actor. He's so batshit insane, right? Like, the bees! Oh, the bees! I mean, stuff like that where you're like, you can't help but think this guy is out of his fucking mind. And to take that persona and sort of switch it up and do something really unique and fascinating with it, I thought was kind of a gamble, but it paid off in the biggest, baddest way. It truly did, man. And I give a lot of credit to Nicolas Cage. I give the director, the screenwriters a lot of credit. I give Pedro Pascal a ton of credit as well, because Nick Cage is really amazing here. He's really awesome and he gives it his all. But I think if it wasn't for Pedro Pascal and the heart that he brings to this movie and the really great bromance that he has with Nick Cage, I don't know if it would have worked as well as it really did. I think the combo of them, if you would have said 5 years ago that Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage are going to be in a, bromance comedy, I would have told you you're fucking insane, dude. Are you serious? That is not going to work at all. Nick Cage's acting style with Pedro Pascal, there's something about that is just weirdly just not gonna happen, dude. There's just no way, man. It's just odd even thinking about it. But the fact that it works out is a fucking miracle, man. And truly, it is one of the wonders of the world. The fact that this actually got made and it works is half as good as it does. I mean, it is absolutely phenomenal and hilarious, funny, with fun moments and really likable and engaging characters. Man, dude, I'm blown away by this movie. Just the fact that it actually worked out is mind-blowing to me. And the fact that it's half as good as it is, the fact that it's pretty goddamn fucking awesome, that is out of this world. It truly is, man. And dude, if you love Nicolas Cage, if you are a fan of Nicolas Cage, if you are a Nicolas Cage connoisseur, this has to be seen. This has to be experienced. Absolutely no doubt, man. It's just one of those really great wonders of comedic cinema, and I basked in the glory of it in a big bad way. So did John, and I've had other friends that have come up to me who have watched it in the movie theater, and they were like, Seth, this is fucking hilarious. And I said, yeah, I know. It's really good, man. Nick Cage really hits it out of the park, and I'm so happy for Nick Cage. I really am, because dude, this guy has been through the ringer. He has been through the ropes. There is no doubt he really has, man. And in some ways, he's had to fight and claw his way back to stardom again. He really has. And, I never like to see any of the actors that I love go down the straight to DVD, Blu-ray crap route, right? I mean, people like John Cusack and Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bruce Willis, John Travolta, and many, many others, and Nick Cage. It's sad to see it, but I think out of all of them, Nicolas Cage was the one that really, honestly, really gave it his all and really put a lot of effort into his work. It didn't always work out, but he really tried. And I think people have really respected him, and I think he's really come back in a big bad way from a lot of the losses that he's had to deal with. And I think this movie really is a celebration of Nicolas Cage and the awesomeness of the Nicolas Cage, man. He is truly amazing. And, as a Nick Cage fan, this movie is just a pure delight. And I think for anybody who truly loves Nicolas Cage in any way, shape, or form, even in the smallest amount, You are definitely going to love this movie, man. The unbearable weight of massive talent, that is what Nicolas Cage has. And I'm glad to finally celebrate it in all its absurd glory. Damn! I really wish Radio Shack was still around because, well, if I need my refurbished Android to be fixed, where the hell am I gonna go now? In After a Yang, the Blu-ray digital for $16.99. Ah, yes, some A24 love. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do indeed, man. And I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I remember watching the trailer for this, and I was kind of intrigued. The futuristic idea of androids and the secrets that they keep and the memories, and I thought, it's an interesting idea. I wonder how they're going to spin it. I mean, it's A24. You know you're not getting something normal from A24. You know that there's always going to be some sort of slight bend to it, some weirdness that they're going to add to the goddamn thing. And so you're like, okay, what is it this time, man? Basically, it's about this family. They have this android named Yang. He's a refurbished model. They've had him for a while, and he just stops working one day. He just basically goes tits up. And they're trying to get him fixed, but they can't because the shop that they got him from is no longer around, and the main manufacturer, well, they just want to destroy it, and the little girl's really obsessed with Yang, and honestly, that's not even an option. So he's got to go to outside people, and suddenly they're like, well, he's decomposing. I'm like, wait a minute, the android's decomposing? What the fuck is he made out of? What the hell? And so they're like, well, they can't really fix him anymore, but he does have all these memories and certain imagery and people that Colin Farrell doesn't even know about. Who are these people? What is his past? And he goes out to try to find Yang's history, and that's really what the movie is mainly about. And I gotta admit, I did like the movie overall. I mean, I like the idea of being in search of memories and the idea of your life is compiled of moments and imagery and memories and moments that you've had and you've shared with people. And you know, when you leave this life, you can't take the clothes that are on your back. You can't take the money that you've made. You have the memories. That's all that you're going to have at the end of the day. That's what you're going to live with, and that's what you're going to die with. And I like the idea of exploring somebody's memory and their mind and the people that have influenced them and what it takes to shape somebody, even if it's an android, and the life that they've led and the relationship that they formed because of those memories. And it's very fascinating and it's very interesting, and there's a very interesting exploration to that I really dig. However, it was a real struggle to get there. I mean, I am dead serious, man. And it's not for like a lack of trying. I mean, the movie is an hour and a half. It's probably one of the shortest A24 films of all time. So it's not like they really stretched it out to massive amounts. And the acting is all right, all things considered. I mean, Colin Farrell does a decent job, and Jodie Turner-Smith does as well. The ultimate issue, I suppose, is the fact that they have no emotion in this thing whatsoever. I know it's like the near future, and maybe emotion is not really a thing anymore in the human race. Jeez, man, what a bummer that'd be. But seriously, I mean, Colin Farrell has no emotion. There's revelations that happen. There's certain emotional scenes. Nothing, man. He is an emotionless machine. His wife, played by Jodie Turner-Smith, she is like an emotionless machine. And it's so weird because I just wish I would have seen them emote in one way or another. I don't know, cry or yell or, I don't know, you know, make a face like they're taking a dump. I mean, something, man. Jesus Christ, because they've got nothing on their faces. I mean, they are stone cold, like, non-emotional whatsoever. And maybe that's the point of the movie, right? That maybe androids are more emotional than human beings are. Maybe, but I wish the movie would have went out of its way to actually sort of spell it out a little bit more, because I just kind of felt that, I don't know, they didn't get the right directing, or they didn't understand the movie or something like that. It literally just felt like they were just not even really there as far as the chemistry or really in the moment. And I know there's like an issue with her and him, that there's basically like a breakdown of their marriage, and they're just going through the basic daily life stuff and not even really being a couple as much as they used to be. There is sort of a subtext underneath all that, but you don't really ever get to understand it, nor really feel it, or really care, because they're emotionless machines in here. They really don't sell it, man, and that's the honest to God truth. They really don't. Maybe that was the point of just being emotionless beings and seeing how an android can be more emotional than a human is, who has a heart and who has memories and ways of understanding that androids don't. Maybe that was the whole concept of it, but it just didn't come across that way. I don't know, man. I mean, maybe it's good that they didn't show emotion, because if they actually tried, I don't know how the movie would have been. Actually, what am I talking about? Probably the movie would have been a hell of a lot better. I mean, seriously, man. I don't know. Look, at the end of the day, it was a struggle to get through because the characters didn't really give you anything to hold on to. Usually there's a character or two where you're like, okay, this character is fun or interesting, or they're acting well enough that I want to keep it going. But when everybody in the movie is an emotionless being, even the characters that are supposed to be living and breathing and actually have a heart and, you know, show some type of feeling, then you're just left with a lot of emptiness. And again, maybe that was the whole point of it, leaving you with a certain amount of emptiness and feeling more empathy for the android than you do for the actual humans themselves. But again, it just didn't really come across that well, and they didn't really sell it, and it felt like the effort was sort of half-hearted, all things considered. I mean, look, it's A24. You're gonna get hits, you're gonna get misses, and maybe people really love this movie. Maybe they love the subtext and the context of, oh my god, emotionless beings, and how robots are more emotional, and they understand feelings better. Maybe people like that stuff. Maybe it's one that critics praised up the ass. Maybe. I mean, it says that Colin Farrell has never been better. Seriously? Honestly, he's been better in The Lobster and Minority Report, and hell, I can keep on going on and on and on. Hell, he was better in Total Recall. And shit, I never thought I'd say that. I really didn't, but here we are, man. I don't know. It's got its moments, but as far as a, you know, android having emotions and feelings type of movie, yeah, this one really missed the mark. And the star of our show, Patrick Star. Actually, I don't even know why I'm singing the Price is Right theme song. I have no idea why I'm doing that. You know what? I might know why, because Patrick kind of looks like Drew Carey. Just a wee bit, maybe. Cut me some slack, folks. Oh, man. Season 1, Volume 1 of The Patrick Star Show, new to DVD, $12.99. Oh, brother. Yes, all the kiddies, more SpongeBob goodness. Spin-off SpongeBob goodness. Yes, you knew they were going to spin off that shit eventually because they have to make more money. It's not about actually just creating more content. It's just literally, we want more of your fucking cash. Seriously, man. Oh, wow. The Patrick Star Show. What is this about? In this SpongeBob SquarePants spin-off series, join Patrick Star, everyone's favorite C-star, as he hosts a variety show in his room. Inspired by the inner machinations of his mind, Patrick constantly and hilariously disrupts his family with his wild whims and surreal imagination. Oh, you don't say, huh? Oh, my lord. Oh, man. It's sort of a variety show, talk show in his own mind. You know what that kind of reminds me of? I mean, not like they're similar in any way, shape, or form at all, but Space Ghost. You remember Space Ghost? God, I think it was on like Comedy Central years and years and years ago. Dude, I used to watch that late at night, man. That was so good. Oh, dude, they just don't make it like Space Ghost no more, man. They really don't, dude. But isn't Patrick like the sidekick, best friend to SpongeBob? He's sort of like the dumb, naive one. Then again, isn't that everyone on the fucking show? I mean, seriously, man. I've only watched a small bit of SpongeBob at all, man. And I know it's really popular. Kids love it. Adults love it. Especially the ones who like to toke a little weed. Oh, man, you know that. I mean, it's got a lot of fans all over the world. And why not spin it off? I mean, hell, anything that is popular gets spin-off like a motherfucker. Seriously, I mean, everyone is doing it now. I mean, shit, Yellowstone is, Walking Dead is doing it. Hell, the CW superhero shows, shit, man, they're like breeding like rabbits at this point. I mean, they truly, honestly are. So why not SpongeBob? Why the hell not? It's probably fun, innocent for the kiddies. But is it half as good as the SpongeBob TV show? Probably not, because here's the deal. With any spin-off, it starts to lose its luster every single time they spin it off. Well, this one's not as good as the last one, and this one's not as good as the previous one, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it happens quite a bit, guys. Probably good for the kiddies. I don't think they really care whether it's good or not. They just want more SpongeBob in their life, and well, you got it with this one. Great. More content out there for the man children to smoke a fatty at home, live in their parents' basement rent-free. Just what the fucking world needs. No, it really doesn't, but fuck it, it's gonna happen anyway, so might as well contribute more to society, right? Right. Thanks a lot, SpongeBob. Oh, thanks a lot indeed, man. But hey, thanks a lot to Target, because my God, man, they definitely supplied the love this week. And if it wasn't for them, man, it was going to be a big old bummer. Thank the Lord for Target yet again. Let's head out. Well, look who stepped up to the plate this week, didn't they? Oh, indeed they did. Thank the goddamn Lord, man. Before I came into Target, I was doing some chanting and some praying to the physical media God. They said, look, okay, I've had my faults, all right? I'm definitely a sinner. But if you love me, even just a teeny tiny bit, you physical media loving lords, then give me some good physical media at Target. And they were smiling upon my movie loving ass. Indeed they were, man, and thank God, dude. Oh, yes, Target definitely did their due diligence this week, man. They had a lot of really great stuff. The new release love, some indie goodness, hell, even a little bit of exclusive Nicolas Cage goodies as well. Ooh, definitely gotta dig that. Oh, I absolutely do, man. So thank the Lord for Target. They pull through yet again when everything is desperate, when it feels like, you know, the emptiness is closing in on us. Target comes through always, man. They have been doing it week in and week out consistently, and you gotta give them a lot of praise, man. You really do, man. Like 2-3 years ago, that would have been like, oh, come on, Target. But now, man, you come in here and you are expecting the physical media goodies, and that's how good they have become. They have become one of the saviors of the week, and man, am I damn glad for it. And I know you are too, trust me, especially when it comes to this week. When Walmart don't have shit, yeah, you come to Target. That is for damn sure, man. Thank the Lord for all the physical media love that Target can provide from time to time. And this week, they definitely proved it indeed, man. Oh, they sure did. Oh, thank you. Thank you indeed. But enough of Target. We've been here long enough and we've seen all the goodies that they had. But hopefully there is more goodies ahead.
All right, everybody. We are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go and check out if there's any interesting indie titles worth showing off. If there is, I'll bring it back to Film Found 108 HQ and show it out to each and every one of you. But before I do that, got to talk about a trailer with you guys. And we are currently watching Ms. Marvel, the adventures of a new superhero, the potential of new hero goodness. But while we're watching that, you gotta think of the stuff that's on the horizon. Like a little bit of Hulk love. She-Hulk love. Yes, Hulk smash. Woman style. That might be the most dangerous of them all. Oh, indeed, it might be, man. Because I watched a trailer for She-Hulk coming to Disney Plus very soon. And you want to know what, man? I gotta hand it to Marvel, to the MCU, because this phase, man, they have really been going out there and introducing a whole bunch of new potential heroes and just really plentifying the roster. Whether it's Shang-Chi, the Eternals, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, and so many others that they have brought into the fray now. And I get it because, you know, they gotta tell new stories, they gotta bring sort of a new spin on the MCU and the superhero, you know, franchise that they've established. And, you know, you can't always keep on bringing back the same old ones over and over again. You gotta end up bringing something fresh to the table. And so they have definitely done that. But sometimes it's nice to be reminded of some of the old school classics like Hulk. Now, I've always slightly been a fan of the Hulk, but I've never really cared much about She-Hulk. It's not that I like go out of my way, oh well, because it's She-Hulk, that's why I don't like it. No, it's not that. It's more of like, it just never really felt like She-Hulk was like the best adaptation or version. It always felt like it was sort of like an afterthought, I would say, more than anything else. I mean, Hulk was always the prime one, and her She-Hulk was kind of like, oh, okay, well, She-Hulk's right here, doing her own thing, cool, but not as impressive. And I think there's an opportunity here to do something really unique and really interesting, and I'm on board with that. And I like the idea of having this woman who has a very famous family member in Hulk, Bruce, and accidentally getting caught up in that and sort of being the reluctant hero in a lot of ways. Now, I know from the comic books that the way she got her powers was she ended up, I guess, getting a blood transfusion from Bruce. And the idea that obviously the gamma radiation is in the blood and it affects her blood, and she ends up getting the same type of powers and transforming. That's how they did it, I believe, in the comic book. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing here, but I'd like to see it. I think it's kind of cool, actually. And I like the humor of the show. I like the special effects. I know some people have commented about, well, it kind of looks chintzy, the CGI, and doesn't look that good. And I'm like, you know, they still got time to fix it. And on top of that, it doesn't look that terrible. I think the problem is we have such high standards now when it comes to these comic book movies that unfortunately nothing satisfies us anymore. I mean, let's be real, man. Nothing satisfies these comic book fanboys anymore. It just doesn't, dude. I mean, they could literally do a fantastic show and everybody would be like, well, yeah, but it wasn't as good as it could have been. And you're like, there's just no pleasing anybody anymore, man. There really isn't. So at this point, I don't really care about that. I think the CGI is good enough. I'm kind of going to go with it. So, yeah, there is that to a certain extent. So, you know, whether you're on board with it or not, they kind of have to do it because you have to do a CGI Hulk version in order to make it work. You're larger than life. You can't have Lou Ferrigno with a wig sort of walking around painted green and shit, man. That just doesn't fly anymore, man. Maybe it used to back in the day, but it ain't gonna be doing that shit now. So yeah, just forget about that shit, man. But I like the idea of the connections to the Marvel Cinematic world, to Hulk, the idea of obviously Bruce Banner being there. And that's, by the way, really cool that Bruce is there because, you know, honestly, we haven't really seen him since Avengers Endgame, really. I mean, we saw a brief sort of post-credit teaser in Shang-Chi, which looked actually kind of really cool. But what's curious to me is the fact that he's not Smart Hulk
at the end of Shang-Chi. So I'm thinking that this TV series has to take place before Shang-Chi, because that's the only way it would make sense of him still being Smart Hulk, and how does he get out of that? That would really be the only thing that kind of is curious to me, the timeline of events, actually. That would be the only thing that kind of has me sort of peaked how they're going to pull that off exactly. But I also love the fact that Blonsky is here. Abomination, man. That is really cool, and I'm really kind of looking forward to seeing the Abomination again. I always thought that there was a lot of really great potential with that character, and after The Incredible Hulk, we never saw it again, and that was a real bummer, man. That kind of, I was like, dude, there was so much potential, and they just got so lost. And then when we saw a brief glimpse of him in, like, Shang-Chi, I was like, are they doing more with the Abomination? I was like, oh, are they teasing us? And they are teasing us indeed, because we are getting it, man. And so I am kind of curious about that. And could we open the door to other Hulk versions of other villains, like the Leader? Because the Incredible Hulk did kind of throw us a bone there with the Leader. He did kind of sprinkle a little bit of a teaser in there, so I would be down for the Leader. That would be absolutely epic. I'm just saying, man, if they did, I'd be a really happy Hulk fan. I really would, man. Boy, talk about, like, pulling back threads all the way back to, like, phase 1, man. Dude, I mean, I give Marvel a lot of credit, because at this point in the MCU's history, going and doing the mythology stuff and connecting the threads is not as easy as it used to be. There are so many characters now, there are so many different plot lines going on and stories that it's hard to make it all work, and I give them a lot of credit for trying as hard as they are. I mean, it doesn't always work, it doesn't always come together to everybody's satisfaction, but the fact that they've pulled it off for the most part, I think, to me, is really satisfying. I mean, just saying, man. And bringing in She-Hulk is interesting, because basically, are they sort of handing the mantle over to her? Is this pretty much the last time we're going to see Hulk, Bruce Banner? I mean, I hope not. I hope we're going to see more, but you don't know. Are they going to pass the torch to a certain extent? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I mean, like I said, I like the idea of the reluctant hero, this woman who, you know, understands the idea of superheroes and living in that world because of a family member of hers being one of them, but doesn't necessarily want to actually be one herself and has to step up to the plate like that. I think that's a really great story, and hopefully they mine it for all it's worth. And the idea of being a female superhero with these superpowers, and, you know, what are the expectations, what are the dangers, like, that's all really fascinating to me, and I think they could pull it off really well. Maybe, but I do like that they do break the ice with the humor. Like, that's really great. Like, when she's on Tinder and she's going on the date and she picks the guy up, like, that's great, man. And there's a part of me that is like, yes, dude, absolutely, man. I would so go on a date with her. She can pick me up and take me to the bedroom anytime she wants. Just don't tell my girlfriend, will ya? Just don't tell my girlfriend, indeed, please. I love you, sweetheart. But look, man, I mean, I think it's funny. You could do some great humor with PMS and everything like that, and jokes around that. You could do some really fun stuff if you really tried hard enough, and I think they're gonna do some of that. It looks cool, and I'm just kind of curious at this point, because I have invested in all of the TV shows. I've invested in a lot of the newer movies, and it kind of feels like they're really just throwing a lot of spaghetti at the wall. Like, they're throwing a lot of ideas out there and a lot of different heroes, and what's gonna stick and what's not, and how is this all gonna come together? I mean, you're introducing, you know, obviously the Hawkeye show with Kate Bishop. Okay, interesting. Where is that going to go? You introduce the Eternals. Where is that going to go? You introduce Moon Knight. Interesting. Where is that going to go? Where are you taking She-Hulk? And if it feels kind of like, almost like phase 1 of MCU, right? Bringing all of these characters
out into the forefront with their own stories, but how does it all sort of blend together at the end of the day? Like I said, I'm willing to go with the flow. I'm willing to give Marvel the benefit of the doubt because of my Lord and Savior, Kevin Feige, okay? I'm willing to do that because Kevin Feige has proven me wrong. And Kevin Feige has actually made the MCU work. At times, let's be real, you did doubt it, okay? Don't deny that. You did. Hell, I did, okay? I doubted it. But at the end of the day, it all came together. So yes, even though they're introducing all of these heroes, I have no idea where any of this is going. I trust in my Lord and Savior, and hopefully at the end of the day, it will all make sense. I think that's what I'm waiting for. You know, I would love to see a movie or a TV series where we have She-Hulk interacting with Moon Knight, that interacts with the Eternals, that interacts with Miss Marvel. I mean, my God, man, that would be absolutely epic and amazing. I don't think they're ever going to do that. Well, never say never, but look, I'm going to go with it for the time being, and we'll see where it all ends up. But She-Hulk is interesting to me, at least for the fact of taking a character that is not exactly really beloved, more kind of forgotten and underrated, and maybe putting more of a spotlight on that. I think that's kind of interesting. They've done it with a lot of characters as of late, and why not do it with She-Hulk? Let me know what you guys think about that. Very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting. I'm dying to find out what kind of rage she has, but guess we'll just have to wait and see, man. But definitely let me know. But as far as the physical media, lots of good stuff worth showing off, but what about the indie goodness? I'm hoping for it. Hoping indeed, but how about we go in, see what they got?
All right, everybody, in at the second Walmart. And, okay, to be fair, we got off to a really rocky start. I mean, really rocky, okay, man? That first Walmart blows chunks at times. It really does. But Target picked us up in the best way possible. But now, what about the indie love, right? Because we've got all the new release goodies that we've seen, but we got to have some of that indie weirdness, right? We got to have some of that indie love to keep the juices flowing. But do we have it? I mean, the first Walmart failed us, but will the second Walmart fail as well? Hell no. Oh, yes, baby. We have it, man. We have the bizarreness on display this week, man, in a big bad way. Oh, we do indeed. So you know what that means. We are heading back to Film Fan 108 HU, where you at the SU gonna show up the physical media bizarro. Come on. You know you want it. What the fuck are you? I'm your alter ego, baby, because if Nicolas Cage can have one, so can you. Okay, but why does my alter ego have blonde hair? You really want to know why? Because I'm a cool rider. Okay, makes sense. You know, my love for Grease too, I get it. So, what are you here to do exactly, you and your blonde hair? I'm here to motivate you, baby, because even the good ones need a little bit of motivation from time to time. Oh, this is gonna be real good. How exactly are you gonna motivate me? Well, how does one motivate such a cool cat such as yourself? Well, with the most epic pep talk of all time, baby. Alright, I'll give in, considering I've had a rough week so far of trying to find physical media love. But then again, what are you gonna say that's really gonna make a difference? Hey! Cause I'm not messing around, baby. You are epic. You are phenomenal. You are amazing. You are the coolest cat in the gang. You are Film Fan! Woo! Damn. I am impressed. Well, you didn't have to tell me. I already knew I was. Oh yeah, I definitely was. okay. All things considered, it wasn't that bad. I mean, you were really trying to, man. You were belting out like a motherfucker. So, I do give you a B forever. Maybe slightly higher. Maybe. Yeah, you weren't so bad, but you did motivate me a little bit, made me feel a little bit better. Yeah, it ain't all bad. Yeah, sometimes physical media can be a bitch to find, but when you find it, it definitely is worth it in a big bad way. Speaking of physical media love, you being my weirdo alter ego, obviously you appreciate physical media, so I guess I should hand off the weirdo physical media to you, because if anyone knows about Weird and Bizarre, yeah, definitely you. All in a day's work, baby. When you're motivating, Film Fan 108, baby. Hell, I haven't worn the shirt, damn it. Can I get some bonus points for that shit? Come on, man. Seriously. Oh, man. I still can't get any love when I'm trying to motivate a fellow movie lover. Oh, I still can't get any love, but I still do my best regardless, baby. You know how I roll. Oh, indeed I do, man. Because a movie lover's job is never really finished. You know what I'm saying, baby? Oh, indeed. You do. Oh, yeah, man. And even though I'm a cool cat, I still get down with the physical media love. In fact, you are not truly cool. You are not one of the cool gang until you dive into that physical media love. So you want to know what? I don't mind being part of the physical media gang, because guess what? We are some of the coolest mofos around, baby. Oh! Indeed we are. Oh, yeah, baby. And the physical media love might be a little bit tough to find this week. It's not as everywhere as we might want it to be, but that doesn't mean that there still isn't some physical media oddities worth checking out. Oh, yeah, baby. Because when it comes to the second Walmart love, it's all about the indie weirdness, the bizarreness, the oddities, and I can get down with them just as much as I can get down with the new release goodies. So, the weirdness, the oddities, oh yeah, baby. That's something I can definitely dig. Well, look what we got here, baby. A little bit of Walmart weirdness. Don't mind if we do. Oh, don't mind if we do indeed, baby. But how about we dive in, because the Walmart weirdness has to be experienced to be believed, does it not? Oh, indeed it does. Let's dive in with the darkness of the road. Oh my God. Look behind you, bitch. Holy shit. Damn, man. You know, that's why you check your car before you get in it. You never know when some weirdo creepo creature is gonna be in the back of you. Just saying, crazier shit has happened. Oh my lord, man. You can't lock out fear. Well, if you don't look in the back of the car, how you supposed to, motherfucker? Shit. There is no turning back. Oh, well. Not now, you dumb bitch. Holy shit. Huh, what the hell is this, man? A single mother on a road trip loses her daughter at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. Jeez, what a wonderful parent this chick is. As she frantically searches, a force begins to torment her. She must survive in order to discover the terrifying truth behind her daughter's disappearance. Oh, yeah, so it's not the mother's fault. It's some sort of creepy creature entity type deal, right? Ah, yes. No bother trying to blame the parent. It's all the dark entity's fault. Damn it, man. If only every parent can give that goddamn excuse. Oh, man. It wasn't me. It was the creepy creature with the weird looking mouth. I swear. You believe me, right? Right? Of course we do, miss. You couldn't have possibly just neglected your child for a minute or two. It was the creature that you can't explain, nor do you have pictures of, or any sort of documentation. Yes, we will absolutely believe you. Right. Oh, man. Good luck explaining that one, honey, because something tells me, you know what? you might be able to get away with flying pigs or hell freezing over before you ever explain that shit. Oh, man. But hey, have at it, honey. Oh, Lord. So another one of those dark, creepy entity creatures that is going after the child, and the mother or parent has to go after them and rescue them and defeat the darkness once and for all. Yes. I mean, let's be honest. These movies, we've seen them many, many, many goddamn times. It's not like this movie reinvents the wheel. I don't think so. Not even goddamn close, dude. I mean, tries, most likely, but it's hard to beat some of the ones that have been out there before, because there's some really, really great ones that do that. I mean, yeah, we've seen some of the better ones out there in the past. Obviously, even Nightmare on Elm Street does that stuff. Child goes disappearing, parents go after them, realizing the terrible and horrific truth. Sinister. Yeah, Sinister is another one of those that deal with that. Yes, come on. Bagul? Yeah, that's my jam, bitch. Alright, I love that fucking movie. But there is other ones out there that do the exact same thing, really effective as well. Poltergeist, anybody? Yes, the first Poltergeist is amazing, but I gotta show love to Poltergeist 2 and Poltergeist 3 as well. I mean, come on, Carol Ann, don't go to the lot, Carol Ann. Stay away from the lot. Oh, stay away from it indeed, girl, because trust me, they want all of you, and they'll keep the goddamn TV on as long as they damn well please. Especially to get what they want, man, which is every last bit of you and your family. oh, oh my God. Let me tell you something, man. I really do love Poltergeist 2, and equally, I gotta admit, Poltergeist 3. And I think the character of Kane is a really creepy fucking villain, man. I mean, even in like human form. Dude, the guy looks like he's a fucking 100 years old, man. He looks creepy as shit with his smile, man. You just feel so creeped out. You're like, God damn, man. This guy oozes evil. He really does, dude. My goodness, man. It is really great movies. Yeah, maybe not up to par as the first Poltergeist. Poltergeist, classic. But these ones I think are just as good, man. Equally as good. And honestly, Poltergeist 3, to me, is criminally underrated. I mean, yes. Not as good as Poltergeist 2, not nearly as good as Poltergeist 1, but I love the idea of the mirror effects, and I really love the high rise and how the filmmakers use it to their advantage. I thought it was actually really clever, man. I mean, old school effects like this, nowadays you'd be doing everything CGI, but they had to go out of their way to do some really clever effects and still make it really atmospheric and creepy and effective, and I thought they pulled that shit off, man. I thought it was awesome, dude. So there are movies like that really dive into that. I mean, those are just a couple examples, but there is a hell of a lot more out there, man. I mean, even something like Candyman or Bones, Brain Scan. I mean, so many other type of movies out there which really take the idea of people going missing and obviously trying to find out what actually happened to the individuals. Even something like Ghost Ship. You know, there are movies like that that really have that creepy atmospheric vibe to them that can really go well if you're able to make a very effective movie out of it. Not everyone is able to do that. Is The Darkness of the Road going to be as effective as maybe we hope? I don't know. Maybe, kinda, sorta. I mean, I will admit, the creature looks really fucking creepy, man. That shit is terrifying. Just the cover alone. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, her in the front with the car and then the entity in the back, like, that's some creepy shit, man. If that were you and the creepy entity was in the back of you, dude, you'd be shitting your fucking pants. I mean, seriously, dude, I would have no bowels left, okay, man? I would be white as a fucking ghost, alright? Just that image alone is creepy as shit. If the rest of the movie is as equally as creepy and effective as this cover, then, god damn, this would be a really fucking amazing movie. But we know, we definitely know that covers lie. They lie like a motherfucker, man. Ain't no lie, they really honestly do, dude. We've seen enough covers to know that some look really phenomenal, and then when you watch the movie, it turns out to be shit. It really does. Hot mess of garbage that it becomes, dude. I don't know where this one is gonna land, good, bad, indifferent, hell if I know, but the cover intrigues me. But the plot synopsis isn't exactly the most original nor effective. So, half and half, well, if it at least does the creepy creature right, then, well, hey, at least there's something to look forward to.
Evil lurks tonight in the Devil's Tail. Oh, ho, ho, ho. If you're not careful, it'll come after your ass. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Ah, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, okay, I'll stop. I was trying to make the point. Clearly, it's been said. Oh, shit. God damn, man, what the hell is that? What the fuck, man? Geez, it looks like a generic Vecna. What the hell, dude? It looks like an uncooked hamburger patty from McDonald's. What the fuck? Jeez. If my hamburger patty looks like that, man, remind me never to go back to fast food ever again. Jesus, man, what a poor excuse for meat. What the hell? Eesh. Oh my god, man. No wonder my girlfriend's a vegetarian. Shit. If I had that, fuck, I'd be too. Damn, dude. Holy shit, what the hell is this, man? Evil lurks everywhere. Shit, so does burnt flesh. Son of a bitch. Damn, dude. A young nurse begins her shift at an old city hospital. After a strange apparition, one of the oldest nurses tells her that a patient, Mr. Moore, entered the hospital a few years ago. His body was completely burned after a fire. He was treated by the doctors, but the pain and drugs drove him mad, and one night a nurse went to his room, but his bed was empty. Oh shit. He had disappeared and was never seen again. A bell interrupts the story. The call comes from Mr. Moore's empty room. Dun dun dun. Oh shit. Mr. Moore's alive, and he's coming after your way. Oh shit. Ah damn, man. Jeez. Well, good news is that he's undercooked, so, man, just get a barbecue grill. Man, I'm sure it'll do wonders. Oh, damn, I'm sure it will. Holy shit, man. An evil stalking a young woman at a hospital. Jeez, sounds very Michael Myers-ish, doesn't it? Yeah, just a wee bit, man. Halloween 2, anybody? Yeah, just a little bit. But it could be terrifying, man, depending on how they do it, man. And there has been some really great hospital horror in the past, some really great stuff. Definitely worth diving into, man. I mean, some really great stuff. Yes, Halloween 2 is definitely one of them. And there has been a few here and a few there. But one that I really love, one that in my opinion is highly underrated, got a lot of appreciation over the years, but definitely one I think that still goes under the radar and definitely deserves a hell of a lot more love than it has gotten. And that, oh yes, that is a really tasty horror flick. None other than The Last Shift. All hail the king of hell. Oh yeah. Oh man. Damn, do I love this movie, man. I think the first time I had seen this, I think it was on Netflix. And I was just scrolling randomly through Netflix, you know, whatever I could find. And I came across this, and I was like, damn, that synopsis looks kind of interesting. And I put it on, and I couldn't turn it off, dude. I was literally transfixed to the screen all the fucking time, dude. I was wondering what the fuck is going on? What is happening in here? Is this all in her head? Is this a dream? Is this just a crazy, weird version of hell that, you know, there's like a portal or some shit that she's just found and is about to devour her ass? Like all these weird creatures and these people going mad and insane. It's so good, man. It reminded me a lot in some ways of like Hellraiser or something. Just Hellraiser in a hospital, man. It was so fucking phenomenal, so fucking scary and terrifying. I love this movie, dude. This is a movie that if you watch in the dark, dude, you will want to keep the fucking lights on afterwards. It's that intense, dude. I love this movie so goddamn much. So good. This is one of the best when it comes to hospital horror. That is no doubt about it, man. So fucking good, dude. Phenomenal. And like I said, there's other ones that come to mind here and come to mind there. But, dude, hospitals, in my mind, actually don't get a lot of love as far as horror films are concerned as they should. There's a lot of really great ones out there, but man, there definitely needs to be more, right? God, it's such a great idea for horror, but it's never utilized as much as it should be. Definitely does need to be used a hell of a lot more. And maybe The Devil's Tale might start a trend? Might? I don't know. I kind of highly doubt it, but hey, here's to hoping. I mean, seriously. Oh, dude. Oh, God. Oh, man. Look, I do like a hospital setting, and the reason why I like it so much is because it's so silent. Right? It's so silent. There's like, a lot of electronic beeping going on and machines whirring and a lot of things happening. But once it becomes nighttime, it's really just very silent. Nobody is around, no visitors, and only a few people in the hospital monitoring everything. And just the slightly creepiest moment or some sort of disturbing sound really gets your blood boiling and really starts to give you like those like major heart palpitations. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? Who's in the room? What's happening? Who's around the corner? I mean, damn, dude, I give night nurses a hell of a lot of credit, man, because if I heard one slightest sound or one creaking noise or some person's creepy voice coming from a hallway, dude, my ass is out. Like, it's been fun. It's been real. I'm glad I'm making $10 an hour, but you can go fuck yourself. Okay? Shit, man, I'll get a job at Wendy's or Burger King or Taco Bell, man, and make like $15 an hour, and dude, some other person can deal with this shit. All right? Fuck that. Damn, man. I don't know. I mean, I think that's got a lot going for it, just the creepy hospital setting alone. And if they do the creepy burnt dude well, it might be effective. Might be. It depends, because sometimes a creepy entity or a evil maniac stalking somebody or going around the hospital sounds good, right? The problem is that how they actually handle it, because if you show too much of them, it eventually loses its effectiveness. If you don't show enough of it, then it kind of feels like you're hiding it a little too much, that you're being a little chintzy. And if the effects aren't as good as it should be, then it comes off really cheap and lifeless and more of a joke than anything else. You're laughing, you're not exactly terrified. You're laughing at how terrible it is rather than actually being scared of the goddamn thing. So, yeah, I don't know. This could go one of two ways, man. Really creepy, really atmospheric, gets under your skin, or moments where you're literally laughing at the fucking screen like a hyena, dude. I mean, one or the other. I gotta admit, I mean, yeah, it looks okay. I mean, jeez. God damn, dude. Could somebody put bandages on this motherfucker? I mean, I know he looked like a mummy, but fuck, man. I mean, put some aloe vera or some neosporin on a motherfucker. Do something, damn it. Shit. Damn, man. Damn. Look, I mean, it has, I think, moments where it could be really creepy, but it all depends on this dude. Are they actually going to make it effective, or are they going to make it look really cheap and really shoddy and make it look like a really bad Hellraiser flick? I don't know. I'm not sure. The cover's really cool, but as I said before, covers lie like a motherfucker. They really honestly do. So, will this be one creepy descent into hell, or one laugh track of hilarity? Well, it's up to you, but I don't know how much more I can look at this guy, man. I'm serious. Dude, I don't think I'm ever gonna look at a McDonald's hamburger patty the same ever again. God damn, dude. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but man, you've just turned me off to one of my favorite fucking places to eat. Oh, man. You know what? Maybe my girlfriend is right. Maybe I should just head to vegetarianism. Because the more I look at this guy, the more it makes me not want to eat meat. Hell, this movie is effective for something. Turning me vegetarian. You son of a bitch. Sometimes that eerie feeling that you get means it's time to get the fuck out. And this chick ought to know better. In off season, the island is dead this time of year. You damn right it is. And there's no way out, baby. Oh, there's no way out indeed, honey. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. So I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I did it because, Well, it did kind of look interesting to me, and I thought, indie horror, I'll give this one a chance. Basically, it's about this chick, and she ends up getting this letter about her mother's grave being basically messed with, vandalized, and she goes there, and all this creepy stuff is happening. The townspeople are just kind of odd and weird and not saying too much, and when they are, they just kind of come off as not really right in the head. And she's just getting this odd feeling from everybody and everything. And on top of that, she only has a short amount of time to even be there because there's, on this island, they have this off season where they cut it off from tourists and everything like that. And there's this bridge that raises up that cuts the island from the mainland. And if she is stuck there, she's basically stuck there for good until next season happens. And so she has to get off this thing and fast. And everything and everybody is trying to stop her at all costs. And she doesn't really understand why or what's going on. And at the same time, there's something that is coming after her or stalking her. She doesn't know if it's a person, an entity, if it's in her imagination. She has no idea. And at the same time, she's trying to understand what happened to her mother, why her mother came back to that island, and trying to sort of reconcile her past at the same time. There's a lot of things going on in this movie, man. And I gotta admit that at moments it really is genuinely creepy and atmospheric. There is moments that you really do think, man, this actually is kind of getting under your skin a little bit. And I really dug that. There were certain moments that I was really intrigued by, and I was like, ooh, man, this is kind of a little bit terrifying what's going on here. It's got Wicker Man vibes to it. It's got certain ones where you're like, okay, you can tell something is going on. This chick is in for a bad time. She is set up for something terrible. You know something's happening, and the foreboding of it, the sense of dread is really there. The problem ultimately with this movie is that it's kind of boring a little bit. There's moments of tension, but a lot of times it's just a lot of the same old shit that you've seen a time or two before. As I said, Wicker Man vibes, and you really get that off of this, but it doesn't come off as interesting or intriguing. It comes off as a little bit frustrating. And on top of that, what's even more frustrating is the fact that they don't even really explain shit in this movie. That's another thing that really got me in a big bad way. There's all this creepy stuff happening. Her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, goes missing. You have the townspeople that are speaking gibberish and acting odd and weird. Crazy things are happening at night. Roads that should be regular roads just turn into dead ends for no apparent reason. People in the road that just pop up out of nowhere. There's some really odd and strange things that are happening here, and none of it, and I mean none of it, is explained at all, man. And that's one of the biggest frustrations that I have. And it's one of those movies that, and you know this if you're a horror movie lover, and I've experienced it a time or two, man, where in the last 10 minutes, and man, like fucking clockwork, dude, last 10 minutes, they start to fucking talk about shit, right? They start to explain stuff, or at least they do the vaguest amount of explaining that you possibly could. Oh, well, this could be heaven, or eternal life, or they made a deal with a demonic entity, or they're all ghosts, or they're zombies, or they're entirely dead, or it's in her imagination, or she's being taken over, she's being possessed. Who the fuck knows, man? I mean, seriously, all of those explanations that I just gave you, all of them could be a possibility, and none of them were explained in any way, shape, or form. And I really got kind of pissed off, because I'm like thinking to myself, you have an intriguing story here, a character that I kind of like, her struggles, and all you're doing is just frustrating me at every single fucking turn, man. Every single goddamn turn, no matter where you go within the story, she's just blindly doing this and blindly doing that, and characters that are coming out of nowhere and explaining this in a gibberish way that makes no fucking sense. and you're just going with it because you're hoping at some fucking point, at some iota of any minute, that they're gonna hopefully explain something that will keep you intrigued, or something where you're like, ooh, this really is interesting, man. Wow, like the revelation is amazing. No, you don't get that shit. And that's what really pissed me off with this goddamn movie, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like some of the performances here. I like some of the moments with the characters, and some of the acting is really well done. I think Richard Brake here is really effective. Creepy. Dude, the guy gives me vibes, man. Bad vibes, dude. And I really love him. Unfortunately, he's not here for a long time. He's in here for maybe a total of 5 to 10 minutes, and then he's out. He's a really cool, interesting character, but they don't really do enough with him, and he's barely there to even give a shit about. Jocelyn Donahue, who is the lead in this film, I love Jocelyn Donahue, or I used to love her, man. I mean, I loved her in The Burrowers. I loved her in Frontier. I thought she was great in that. I really love her. My favorite movie that she has ever done, man, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal. I love her so much in this movie. Vastly, in my opinion, underrated, but so, oh man, just so goddamn good. I love her so much in the movie, and that is none other than The House of the Devil, baby. Oh, man, do I love this movie, dude. One of my favorite modern horror movies in the last, 20 years. I love this movie so much, man. I mean, yes, they don't explain everything, but they explain just enough to keep your imagination going, to not leave you frustrated, but leave you intrigued and fascinated and scared at the potential. So good, and she is so fantastic in this movie, man. Amazing film. Amazing indeed, dude. And I've loved her as an actress, and I always thought that she could have been more of an actress. She could have done a hell of a lot more movies and become even a really great scream queen, a modern day scream queen. And unfortunately, I don't see her very often in movies, and it really kind of saddens me because she's really good, especially here, man. She takes a character that could be played as mundane and come off a little bit kind of cold, and she makes it into somebody that definitely has a certain amount of emotion and frustration with her mother and past traumas that are really affecting her, and I think she pulls it off in spades. She's probably the best thing about this movie. She is really phenomenal, and I really love her in the movie. And it's just a goddamn shame that at every turn, the movie just has potential, but then goes into the same old tried and true formula, mundane stuff that you've seen a time or two, but they don't do anything interesting or unique with it, or they don't explain anything to make you intrigued even more. They just spout off a line of, well, they made a deal with a demon, and that's it. Okay, what deal was it? What's going on with the townspeople? Why are they just feeding off of people, and that's how they get their energy? But what exactly is the energy? And what exactly is this island? Is it hell? Is it heaven? Fuck it. Your guess is as good as mine, man, because I don't know a goddamn thing, man. And it just frustrated the fuck out of me. And also what frustrated me was the fact that you barely get to see anything. Now, when it comes to horror films, I'm okay with creepy and atmospheric and using shadows and light to kind of tell your story and hiding certain creatures and effects. I get that, if you use it effectively. But there's moments where there's one guy that's getting wrapped up in, I don't know whether it's vines or whether it's tentacles. I don't know what the fuck it was, man. But you kind of see it as a little bit of light and then not light, and then they throw a little bit more light on it, and then they kind of hide it a little bit more, and it doesn't really look all that good. And even at the end of the movie, there's supposed to be something out in the sea, this big giant creature. I don't know what the fuck it was. Dude, they don't even show the goddamn thing. They show a little bit of moments here and there of lightning going off, but it's so far in the distance, and the lighting effects don't really do anything to really show you it. It's just there as sort of hey, yeah, this is the big bad guy. What is it? Oh, you don't need to see it. Who gives a shit about that? As long as we actually show you that there's something there, that's all you really need, right? No, I need something more, man. I need to have some sort of explanation or at least see it in brief glimpses. You see it so far in the distance that you're just like, is it a Yeti? Like, what the fuck? You don't even know, man. That is what ultimately pissed me off with this movie, is the fact of a lack of explanation, the fact of actually seeing anything that is worth it, and those last 10 minutes where they have to try to explain something fit in the whole entire movie in 10 minutes time, and they don't even do a good job at that, man. It's a real goddamn shame, dude. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. I don't love the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man, all right? But at least that's somewhat entertaining because the hilarity of Nicolas Cage, right? When you're talking about things like, as I've said before, I mean, with that, you at least have some entertaining quality, man, that keeps the movie going. Even though it's a piece of shit, you're being entertained by the goddamn thing. You're not being entertained by any hilarity here. You barely get to see the creatures, and there's no fucking explanation whatsoever. It could be 10 examples of an explanation, and they don't even explain half of anything. I mean, literally, your guess, you can just throw out a guess at a dartboard, and that's what it might be. Zombies, demonic entities, possessions in her head. Hey, have at it. Create your own fucking ending, man. I mean, seriously, that just ultimately pissed me off, man. Look, the movie had potential, but it failed epically, and I feel sorry for people like Jocelyn Donahue. He was a great actress, but unfortunately gets saddled with some really bad movies, and this is yet another example of them. I love her, but man, she's got to pick better material because this ain't it, dude. Sad, but very true, man. I love horror movies. I love them to death. No pun intended. But that being said, some of them just don't fit the grade, and Off Season is definitely one of them. Yeah, just put it this way. I ain't going to this island anytime soon, and none of you motherfuckers are gonna make me. That's for damn sure, man. Ah, damn, dude. Well, try and try again, I suppose, especially with this bunch. Oh, the second Walmart. You gotta love it. If you're getting stalked by one creepy looking motherfucker, I'd haul ass, baby. Never, and I mean never, trust a man that looks like the last piece of chicken in the KFC bucket. And, well, if you're trapped on an island and the townsfolk are a little bit creepy, well, you're either gonna be the Wicker Man or the next meal. For your sake, I hope you taste good, sweetheart. Oh, I hope you do indeed, baby. Oh, the Walmart Indie Weirdness is back in a big, bad way, baby. Oh, indeed it is, man. Oh, well, I don't know about good, but it's definitely bad. Oh, yes, indeed, man. Oh, and as always, it always makes me a very cool rider. Oh. And I hope it does for you as well, baby. Because it doesn't matter. Indie love, big, blockbuster goodness. Physical media is physical media regardless. And it's all worth showing off. Oh, indeed it is, baby. Oh, absolutely. But, well, enough of the Walmart weirdness and the oddity. It's been fun. But how about we go back to checking out some of that new release love. Perhaps more Nicolas Cage goodness. Oh, that's the type of thing that I can definitely get into.
All right, everybody. We are at our fourth and final location, and, well, when it comes to physical media love nowadays, you gotta try your hand at a lot of places. I know, retail's a bitch, but if you're gonna go to one place that can definitely satisfy the physical media urge, well, sometimes you gotta go to a place where they also sell books, because that's the place to be. Apparently so, man. Oh, you definitely know where we're at, baby. We are at yet again. Oh, yes, indeed. Barnes and Nobles. Oh, my God. Back again for more Barnes and Nobles love. I can't help myself, people. I really can't. Because they have some great media to show off. And they also let me film in there, so they're really nice, too. So why the hell not go back in and experience new release love? I mean, mind you, not every store has had new release goodness, so Well, why not try our hand at Barnes & Nobles and see if they have the new release love we're checking out as well. While we go in, give it a go.
All right, everybody, we are in at B&N, baby, Barnes and Nobles, and it looks like there's no new physical media love over here. I mean, they have all the stuff from last week. They have Morbius, Fatherhood, Ambulance, Father Stew. God bless me, Father. It looks like they have all of the older stuff, but none of the new shit. Come on, are you telling me they don't have anything new to show off whatsoever here? Usually they have something. And you'd be right. Oh, yes. I was just teasing just a wee bit, guys. We have a little bit of new physical media love. Not a ton, but hey, something is better than nothing. Trust me, I've definitely learned that lesson a time or two, haven't I? Not all of it is great, though, because, of course, they had to have Cinderella, didn't they? Yeah. Haunt my ever-loving nightmares, will ya? Oh, my God. Ay, man, I gotta encounter this piece of shit again? Ay, Lord. You know what, man, to be honest with you, just because this adaptation doesn't work doesn't mean that there wasn't some other really great Cinderella movies out there. Like, there was that remake, the Cinderella live-action movie from, I believe, like 2015, which honestly is not bad. It doesn't compare to the original animated movie, but as far as live-action Disney remakes go, it's not terrible either. There is a lot of worse live-action remakes out there. That one has some merit. It's not perfect, but I do tend to dig it. Lest we forget, there was also that 2004 movie, A Cinderella Story. Do you remember that one with Hilary Duff? Yeah, good times, baby. Good times indeed. Her and Chad Michael Murray. It's an innocent enough film. Yeah, it's not really my thing. I'm not a Hilary Duff fan. Actually, crazy enough, my girlfriend of all people, who is this sort of like, punk rock feminist chick, loves Hilary Duff for some odd fucking reason. And I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure that one out, man. That's like one of the biggest conundrums. I'm like, you and liking Hilary Duff? What? I'm gonna stop before my brain explodes. Oh my Lord. Oh, Willa, dude, it was alright. It was innocent enough for what it was, but it didn't exactly light the world on fire either, man. And what happened to Chad Michael Murray? I mean, yeah, he was working with Hilary Duff, not amazing, but then again, he wasn't in piece of shits with Bruce Willis, so talk about stepping down, baby. Oh my Lord. However, I think my favorite live-action Cinderella adaptation has to be Ever After. Oh my God, do I love Ever After. Drew Barrymore, Angelica Houston. Oh, I love that movie so much, man. I think for me, I think the number one will always be the animated Cinderella movie. That's just something I grew up with. It was a Disney staple. I love that film, but I got to admit that is probably the best live action version that will ever be told. I loved the characters, I loved the dialogue, I really got engaged with the love story. I think that Drew Barrymore has charm for days on end, man. And I love Angelica Houston as the wicked stepmother. Oh, she's so good. Dude, that is one of the best live action adaptations ever. And oddly enough, Disney had nothing to do with it, man. Crazy enough, man. Look what happens when Disney actually isn't a part of their actual live actions. Some of them actually turn out well. Well, not all of them. Oh, God. Look, man, this movie has moments of being good, alright? I'm not saying it's complete and utter trash, even though I probably should. Some of the actors are actually really good here. Like I said, Camilla does a really good job. I love seeing Minnie Driver, and come on, Pierce Brosnan is gold in whatever the hell he does, man. But I just felt like they just were trying to shove in too much of sort of the modern day sensibilities, and it didn't really fit. It just felt shoved in for the sake of shoving the shit in there because, hey, if we can do it, why the hell not? Yeah, that's fine, but it has to make sense at the end of the day. It just shouldn't feel tacked on for the sake of feeling tacked on. And that's what it does here. And unfortunately, it waters down the movie, it waters down the performances, and you just don't feel engaged by anybody or anything. I love the story, but not every adaptation works out well. Yeah, you can definitely say that one. And Cinderella is definitely a major example of it. Oh, the only special feature we have is gag reel. Well, yeah, I wonder why. Ain't no one wants to see the making of this shit. We know what it was. It's a piece of garbage, and I don't need another special feature to confirm that for my ass, man. Another remake, reboot, whatever that ends up going down the toilet. Boy, I'm really shocked.
Now, who doesn't love a good bad guy? Oh, I definitely do.
In bad guys, baby. Yes, indeed, man. And I gotta admit, there's something just really fun about being a bad guy, right? I mean, there really is. Because when you're the good guy, there's all these kind of rules and regulations. You can't do this, and you're not supposed to do that, because technically you're supposed to be likable at the end of the day. But bad guys, nah, man, they have all the fun, baby. They truly do. And it's sort of mischievous to see it all go down, man, especially in a great little kids flick like this, man. I thought it was really well done. The animation was solid, and I gotta give it up for DreamWorks, man. I really do, because DreamWorks, at first, they really came out of the gate as a company that was really one to look out for, right? I mean, doing something like Shrek, which really blew up in a big bad way, was huge. And they made so much money off of that. And they've done a lot of really great franchises. Obviously, the rest of the Shrek films, which are phenomenal. Well, 1 and 2 are great. The other ones, they vary in mileage, man. But the How to Train Your Dragon series is absolutely fucking brilliant, man. I love that shit. That is really good, man. Way better than I think it had any right to be. Those are really amazing films. The Kung Fu Panda movies, actually, they are really fun as well. I actually really dig them. I don't love them as much as I love the How to Train Your Dragon series, but man, they are really solid films and a hell of a lot of fun, man. They truly are. Then again, they don't always make gold, because the Trolls series, anybody? I mean, it's crack for kids, but man, that shit'll rot your teeth. Oh, they truly will indeed, man. Oh, Lord, dude. Sometimes they have hits, sometimes they have misses, but nowadays, you gotta think about this, guys. There is so much children's entertainment out there in the world, so much animated stuff, literally every single day, every single week, every single month. Something is coming out on physical media, on streaming, TV shows, constantly, man. Kids are being bombarded with content in their eyeballs all the time, man. And so to try to break into that is not an easy thing to do. And so I give DreamWorks a lot of credit for trying what they can, and I think the bad guys actually worked out really well, man. It's just pure fun, and it helps that it kind of takes sort of cool Tarantino elements and mixes it into an animated film. It works out pretty well, man, all things considered. It truly, honestly does. And as far as bad guys being featured as like main characters in a story, you gotta remember that they're not the first to do it, because what about my main man, Despicable Me? The Minions, yes. Oh, that really took the bad guy sensibility and amped it up to 11, man. And the bad guys definitely does the same. Goofy, ridiculous, over the top, yes, but it's a kids movie. You knew what you were walking yourself into, man, but it's just pure fun from start to finish, and the animation is gorgeous, and I thought they really ended up pulling it off quite well, man. I was thoroughly entertained, man. Truly I was. I mean, you do get deleted scenes, you get a bunch of featurettes from the drawing room with some of the crew. Not bad. I mean, this is mostly going to be a movie that kids are going to be eating up more than adults will, but that doesn't mean that it's not adult friendly, because there's some really great adult-ish moments in there where I think parents are going to really enjoy it. Some movies, especially animated ones, are not always for adults. Clifford, Addams Family, well, has its moments, yes. Sing 2 has its moments. But this one is genuinely one that I think people would definitely, especially adults, really enjoy as well, man. Can't say they're all this way, but ones that the adults can enjoy and the parents, that's a pretty good combo, definitely worth watching. Sometimes, in order to inhabit the role, you have to be the role. So it only makes sense that Nicolas Cage has to get into becoming Nicolas Cage. In The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the Blu-ray DVD digital, baby, for, holy shit, $40. Wow. Okay, man, those Barnes & Noble's prices, let me tell you, holy shit, man, god damn, dude. However, look, my man Nicolas Cage is absolutely worth it. There ain't no doubt about that, baby, no doubt at all, man. Oh, baby, baby, baby. You know, look, I appreciate Nicolas Cage really going out of his way to make fun of himself and not take himself so seriously. Some actors, let's be real, man, they really go out of their way to take themselves really seriously, kind of go overboard with it, and in some ways, they're kind of up their own ass, and it kind of suffers because of that. But not Nick Cage, man. He has definitely taken his hits. He has definitely fallen down a time or two and picked himself back up, and this is a great celebration of the man. However, it's not like this is the first time we've seen an actor play themselves. There's been many opportunities where actors have gotten to play themselves and have done a pretty glorious job of it. One of my favorites of all time is being John Malkovich. Oh, I love that movie so much, man. God, that's gotta be a top 10 favorite film of mine. I just love finding this hidden hole, and you're inside John Malkovich's brain for this limited amount of time, man. There's something really weird and creepy and messed up about that. There really is, but man, I thought it was incredibly clever, man. And God, I give John Malkovich so much credit for going along with this, because man, that dude goes through the ringer in that film. He really does, dude. But he takes it all in stride, which I really, really, truly appreciate, man. And there was a movie not too long back with Mr. Crocodile Dundee himself. Yes, he was in the very excellent Mr. Dundee. Dude, that was a really great movie about Paul Hogan and his career, and how he's not really getting the roles that he used to, and he's always going to be known as Dundee. And it was sort of this fish out of water type of comedy that he was in, but I really appreciated him doing that, sort of taking the piss out of the Crocodile Dundee persona that he's known for and beloved for. That was really cool, man, and I really appreciated that as well. Yeah, there's also some other great moments as well where actors have dived into themselves, like Keanu Reeves in Always Be My Maybe. If you haven't seen that, really give it a look, man. It's actually really fun. It's this really great sort of quirky romantic comedy, and the chick in the movie is dating Keanu Reeves, the real Keanu Reeves. Yes, he's so good in the movie, man. Just really playing a more highly intellectual version of Keanu Reeves, man. I really thought it was great, man. It was really funny, man. I give Keanu a lot of credit for that, man. I mean, David Bowie played himself in one of the Zoolander movies. You gotta give it up for Bill Murray, of course, playing himself in Zombieland. He was so good in that, man. He was great. I totally didn't see that coming, man, but he was fucking brilliant. I mean, you also have practically the entire cast of This Is the End, that sort of apocalyptic comedy. You know, I didn't really love that movie. I didn't really find it as funny as everybody else did, but I appreciated the fact that they were taking the piss out of themselves, so that was kind of fun as well. I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty clever. I also have to hand it to Neil Patrick Harris, man, playing, wait for it, Neil Patrick Harris in the Harold and Kumar movies, man. I love Neil Patrick Harris in those movies, because you think of Neil Patrick Harris as this wholesome guy, right? Doogie Howser, of course. And I just love the fact that they took that sort of wholesome persona and totally switched it up. We're like, dude, this guy is a complete and utter asshole, prick, scumbag of a human being. but the hilariousness of him being such a goddamn piece of shit, which is so great, dude. God, he's so awesome in those movies, man. And it kind of actually, if you really think about it, paved the way for the role that he did for How I Met Your Mother. So, in fact, if it wasn't for that, I don't know if he ever would have really gotten what he eventually did, man. So, actually kind of playing a scumbag version of himself kind of paid off, really, if you kind of truly think about it. Then again, it doesn't always really work out the way you want it to. Why'd you had to do me dirty like this, Al? Son of a bitch, man. I'm still going to therapy from Jack and Jill, you son of a bitch. I still am. And you're one of the reasons why, Al. God damn, dude. I love you, Pacino. I'll always love you. But that is a goddamn cock stain on your fucking career, man. It really honestly is. Son of a bitch, I really hate that film, man. I loathe that motherfucker. So goddamn much, dude. And he could take that Dunkachino commercial and shove it up his ass. Oh, he really can, man. Shit. Most of them end up being very pleasant. Not all of them, of course, but I appreciate the fact that actors go out of their way to play different versions of themselves and not take themselves so seriously. There's something about that has a certain charm to it that I really truly appreciate. It indeed does, man. And this has to be one of the best ones. It really is, man. And I just love the fact that Nicolas Cage is really switching up how people really think about him and just having a ball doing it, man. And there's something about that I think is really freeing as an actor and gives you carte blanche to sort of go wild and crazy with it. And I know that towards the end of the movie, it gets over the top, it gets ridiculous, crazy shootouts and car chases and everything going haywire. But the great bromance still exists, and that's what holds the movie down at the end of the day. No matter how over-the-top, insane things happen, you still got that bromance that really connects you to the film in a big bad way, man. And Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage, dude, if all they did for the rest of their career was do bromance movies together, man, I would go to the movie theater and see that shit constantly. I really would, man. They're so fucking good in the movie, man. And the chemistry is on fire. I think the jokes are wonderful. I think the acting is really charming. And I just really love this great, wonderful celebration of the love of Nicolas Cage. God damn, dude. You know, Nicolas Cage has had his ups and downs, but he's come back in a big bad way. And movies like this prove that he's still got a lot of fight in him, and he's so worth it as a performer in so many ways. I hope you agree with me, baby. I hope you do indeed, because there's a lot of special features to dive into. Audio commentary, film festival Q&A, deleted scenes, bunch of featurettes. Oh, baby, this movie absolutely deserves a physical love indeed. It really does, man, because it's just that damn good. It really is, man. I mean, this was kind of a surprise. I mean, I was hoping I was going to like it, but it turned out to be so much more than I ever possibly could have imagined. And that just made me such a happy Nicolas Cage lover. Indeed it does, man. Can't say that it's probably one of the best Nicolas Cage films of all time, but the only reason why I'm saying that is because there's so many awesome Nicolas Cage films out there that it's just so hard to break in because there's so many good ones already. But this one has got to be among the pile. At least it does. At least in my opinion. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know, man. But I so love me some Nicolas Cage. Oh, indeed I do, man. Nice, not bad. A little bit of physical media love. Not bad. Hey, something is better than nothing, you know what I'm saying? Indeed it is, man. But is there anything else worth exploring? Maybe? Or like, hell yeah. Oh yeah, baby, look at this. After Yang and the Umbrella Academy Season 2. Nice. Let's dive in with a little bit of After Yang goodness, yeah. The DVD for $19.99. Well, that's a little bit better of a price. A little bit. Can't say it's great, but hey, shit, I'll take what I can get, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, dude. So, AI, androids, artificial intelligence, you know, that is something that has always fascinated me in one way or another. It really honestly has. because the idea of what it means to be human, and that even though you are human yourself, that you don't take advantage of it, or you don't see the benefits of it, or you're not really living up to the potential of what it could be to be human, to be alive. And the fact of an artificial intelligence, how they really see the world different from you and I, and how that changes their perception of reality. I think all that shit, all that sci-fi element stuff is amazing to me. It really gets your brain thinking, you know what I mean, in some really fascinating and unique ways. And there's been a lot of movies that have really dived into that, in my honest opinion. Some really fantastic stuff that I have loved over the years. I mean, for instance, something like AI, Artificial Intelligence, directed by Steven Spielberg. You know, when I first watched that movie many years ago, man, when I first watched it, I was kind of let down by the movie. I had heard so many things about Stanley Kubrick was supposed to direct it, and he never did, and he had eventually given his blessing to one day Steven Spielberg possibly directing it as well. And the story is amazing, and it's just this really great lived-in world, and the great science fiction aspects, and the story, and all the great philosophies about being alive, and the idea of what alive really means. And there was so much great concepts. And at first when I watched it, I was kind of, I don't know if I was 100% let down, but it wasn't what I expected. And I think as I've gotten older, I've actually appreciated the movie more than when I was younger. And I like sort of the themes, and I like how they talk about the idea of humanity and what it's like to have emotions and feelings. And I really like it a lot. It is a highly underrated film. It's not one you really talk about with Steven Spielberg's filmography in a certain way, but it's really fantastic, and I really like that one a lot. I thought it's way better than I think some people have given it credit for. Way better indeed. Absolutely, I think worth a revisit, man. I mean, there's also Bicentennial Man, Nick's favorite film of all time, dude. That one, to me, is really fantastic, and I've really enjoyed that one over the years. It's been a long time since I've watched it, but I think Robin Williams' performance is really heartfelt, really fantastic. It is heartwarming to a certain extent. It goes for more of the feels than actually, like, philosophy-wise, but it's still pretty and entertaining, all things considered. And actually, I mean, even though it doesn't go for like the hard-hitting sci-fi philosophy stuff, it still brings in some aspects to it as well. It's definitely something I gotta revisit at a certain point. I absolutely do, no doubt about that, man. And there's so many others which are really fantastic that have really talked about artificial intelligence and how it can shape your ways of thinking and your ideals, man. Some really phenomenal stuff that I've loved in the past. I mean, even something like Ex Machina, which is so amazing, man. This is one where it's not as sort of heartfelt and schmaltzy as Bicentennial Man. It's much more darker and sinister, and man, is it a wicked film. I love this flick so much, man. The performances and the story and just the concepts are really mind-blowing and absolutely unforgettable. Dude, it hits you hard. I love this film, man. Dude, it is really well done. And Oscar Isaac, man, he kills it in this movie. I mean, the dance moves alone, dude. Oh, so good, dude, man. It really is a phenomenal flick. I love that movie so goddamn much. That is really fantastic. And of course, I gotta say, Blade Runner. I mean, not only 2049, but the original Blade Runner. The idea that these people ended up being created, and through no fault of their own, they were used for certain purposes, and now they're being thrown away, and they're literally fighting for their life. They're becoming the villains and the bad guys out of their own necessity to survive. And I love that concept, man. I think it's amazing. Ridley Scott was fucking brilliant with the original Blade Runner, and I think the sequel is just as brilliant as well, man. Very unique and interesting concepts, And I love Rutger Hauer in the original. Harrison Ford, obviously amazing. And the sequel just really amps it up in the best ways possible, man. I mean, there's so many really great ones that talk about artificial intelligence. Even something like 2001 really brings it up in a great way about humanity and life and manipulation. So amazing and fantastic. There's been so many really phenomenal ways to tell this type of story. I mean, even something like The Terminator really goes out of its way, doing it in more of an action way, but still in some ways still giving you those hard-hitting questions and what it means about humanity and our dependence on technology and how it affects us and how it affects them. Again, fascinating concepts, man. And I kind of wish that After Yang would have gotten at least somewhat close to that. I really do. I mean, there's moments where it kind of does, where you see into the memories of Yang and you see the things that he felt and the life that he had and how it really stuck with him and how it really imprinted on who he was as a person. It's really phenomenal stuff, but it just doesn't go where I was hoping it did. And the emotion isn't really there, and you don't care about the characters as much, and it kind of comes off kind of bland and lifeless. It had an opportunity to be really, really good and really memorable, but it kind of falls short, unfortunately. And it's a really damn shame. I mean, again, it's never going to hit the levels of an Ex Machina or a Blade Runner or a 2001, but it could have been up there. But unfortunately, it kind of got in its own way. Again, movie's good, but comparing it to some of the better ones, yeah, it doesn't really hold a candle, unfortunately. I mean, you do get the end is a beginning after Yang featurette. It's about all you really get. Like I said, it's a curiosity if you like these type of sort of AI, artificial intelligence stories and what it means to be alive in humanity, then it's worth a watch, maybe a one-time watch, but it's nothing memorable, and it definitely, at least in my opinion, won't stand the test of time. Just saying. The Weirdo Family's back with weirder problems in The Umbrella Academy Season 2 on DVD for $25. Hopefully you love it, because if you do, Barnes & Noble will definitely have your fix, baby. Haha, indeed they do, man. It's just really great to see these type of things come out on physical media, because honestly, when they hit on streaming and it's only on streaming, you think to yourself, oh man, I'm just never going to get this in a physical format. And I don't know, you pick up a bootleg or you just keep that certain streamer forever because you're like, oh, I just love the show or the movie so much and I know it's never going to get a physical copy. Thank the Lord, sometimes that bucks the trend, and glad to see Umbrella Academy definitely doing its due diligence on physical media love, indeed. Oh, yes, sir, indeed, baby. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, I still haven't watched a single episode of the Umbrella Academy. I know, I probably have to get up on it. I know Season 3 just got released, and I definitely gotta dive into it. I have heard mixed things about it, to be fair. My girlfriend watched the first 2 seasons and she told me that it was just okay. There was moments, but it wasn't as good as it could have been. A little bit flat and kind of boring at times, at least for her. Then again, she's not exactly a superhero comic book fan either, so I don't know how far her opinion actually goes. No offense, I take it, but sometimes with a little bit of grain of salt. But then again, my friend Van, who got Netflix not too long ago, he watched some of Umbrella Academy, and he actually saw the same thing. He was like, yeah, it wasn't all that great. I mean, it was okay, but nothing mind-boggling, nothing like, wow, phenomenal, I gotta keep watching. But then again, there's other people out there that absolutely love this show, and they eat it up, man, like crack. They really do. So there's an in-between. I guess it just depends on your sensibility of what type of superhero comic book adventures you like. I love the idea of a misfit ragtag team. You know, something like X-Men, but a little askew, right? You look at something like Guardians of the Galaxy or Doom Patrol. Man, do I love Doom Patrol, dude. Doom Patrol is the shit, man. I really love it. Or even look at something like The Boys, right? I like the fact that certain adventures are sort of off kilter, right? They're not as mainstream, and maybe they don't get as many eyes on it because they're not exactly for the kiddies, so to speak. But the fact that these stories are being told and out there is still really cool to me, and I gotta dive into this, man. I just like this weird superhero family going through these weird, wacky adventures, man. There's something about that that's kind of charming and quirky, and I kind of dig it. So I gotta get up on it, man. I really do. There's some really great, phenomenal actors in here. I heard some really great superhero powers, some great stories to be told. I've got to dive into it. I really do, man. Season 3 just came out, so it's a good time to start getting into it. I know. Is it that good, or is it just sort of middle ground okay? Doesn't really blow the roof off of the superhero weirdo doors? Definitely let me know, man. But I kind of dig the characters. I kind of dig the scenarios. I've seen some of the trailers. It intrigues me, so I'm gonna give it a watch. I think I am. I know I said when I was showing off season 1 a long time ago that I was like, hey, I'm gonna watch it. And then I never did, because literally I've got so much shit to watch. It's fucking insane, guys. But I will get to it. Maybe an episode here, an episode there, but I will eventually get to it. But what do you think? Is it really all that worth it? Or is it a pale comparison to better stuff out there? Definitely let me know. But it's just really great to see the physical media love finally hitting, because sometimes when you're on these streaming platforms, you love something, you just never know whether it's going to hit, man. So finally, for the people who really love it, they have their chance to actually have it in their collection, and that is never a bad thing. Never indeed, guys. Not half bad at all, man. Damn, the physical media love is pretty damn good overall, man. And actually, I gotta give Barnes & Noble a lot of credit. Well, look at this, dude. I've said it again and again, but they are awesome with some of their physical media love. They have so much really great stuff. I mean, Logan's Run, awesome. Red Sonja, I love Red Sonja, dude. I mean, the Banana Splits movie, weird as shit, but I kind of dug it. Serenity, oh man, do I love Serenity, man. The Firefly show was so fucking epic, and this movie was killer. Love that. Soylent Green as people. Great. Frequency, Contact. Oh, so good, man. They have some really great media. They truly do. I definitely gotta dig it. But I wonder if there might be something else worth checking out. Okay, now I know I told you guys a couple of out and abouts ago that I wasn't going to be looking at the Criterion Collection anytime soon. If it ain't 50% off, I'm just not even gonna go there. However, this movie, one of the new releases this week, might be worth actually exploring the Criterion Collection just a wee bit. And that is none other than he's one bad mother. Shut your mouth. Shut it indeed, man. God damn. The Criterion Collection put out Shaft. Oh, man. It has been a hot minute since I have watched this movie, but yes, I did watch it, and any movie lover worth their weight in gold has to eventually watch Shaft. Indeed they do. They really, really have to, man. This is such an awesome film from top to bottom. It truly is, man. And blaxploitation. See, here's the thing, because there have been so many movies made during the blaxploitation era, and a lot of them actually are still really great to this day. Foxy Brown, Coffee, Sheba Baby, Shaft as well, and many, many others. In fact, there was a lot of great actors who really came up in that era, whether it was Fred Williamson, Pam Grier, Richard Roundtree, and many, many others. A lot of people really cut their teeth on blaxploitation films, and it was a sign of the times, it was a sign of the culture, and in a lot of ways, these movies really reflected that. And yes, a little bit absurd at times, but, you know, however you want to get your message across. But I think these movies are really, really phenomenal, man. Absolutely amazing. I mean, even a movie like Dolomite from way back in the day, which is also a blaxploitation film, it's just really amazing the kind of weird stories you can do wrapped around a social commentary, man, and they really did some amazing stuff back in the day, dude, and Shaft is absolutely one of them. The soundtrack, the action, the characters, the dialogue, everything is dynamite, baby. It really honestly is, dude. I have loved this movie for a long time, and dude, you just can't beat the original Shaft. I mean, I know they did the remake with Samuel L. Jackson, which, by the way, not half bad. It's not terrible, actually. I do kind of enjoy that movie. I mean, it doesn't live up to the original Shaft, but it's kind of hard to do that, man. But it's still pretty damn solid, all things considered, dude. But there was something about that era, something about the attitude and the filmmakers and the movies and the actors and just the sensibilities of being in that time frame and that mindset and the movies they were able to accomplish. It's absolutely mind-blowing and phenomenal, and a lot of those movies have actually stood the test of time. They are really that good. Maybe they were not considered classics at the time, maybe just propaganda or movies that people just shrugged off, but eventually those movies actually ended up really speaking to people, and those movies actually found a really great audience, and they stood the test of time for a reason because they're that damn good, man. And Shaft is such a really classic character, and it's just infectiously entertaining and just kind of ridiculous, over the top cheese, but dude, you just gotta go with it, man. And I really love what they were able to do with this movie. And sometimes movies are specifically made in a certain time frame because they speak to that time, even if maybe they're a little bit older now and they don't really have the same impact that they used to. They were made at that time for a reason because they spoke to those filmmakers at the moment that it did happen for them to create stories like this. And Shaft really is one of those movies that was a product of the times, but that doesn't mean that it sticks in that time frame. It just means that it was made in that time frame to really take advantage of the impact that those times had. And I think movies like this, it can even teach us lessons nowadays. As crazy and over the top as movies like this is, or Dolomite or Disco Godfather or stuff like that, ridiculous cheese, there's a certain amount of fun, entertainment, and yet some words of wisdom mixed in as well. Man, to have been there was probably a very wild time, but you can always relive it with little Shaft love. Oh, indeed you can, man. Damn, do I love this movie. And Criterion putting out a really great edition. Look at that. I love the artwork on that. It's freaking amazing. This, eventually, 50% off. It might just definitely have to be a pickup. Might just indeed, man. It'd be kind of hard to resist. I mean, they have the 4K and they have the regular Blu-ray, so either way, hey, you get a good quality edition of Shaft, and they ain't half bad, man. More blaxploitation movies need to come to physical media, man, because those movies should never be forgotten. They're just that damn good, man. Truly, they are. They've tried to do some modern-day blaxploitation movies, and some have worked better than others, but nothing beats the old school shit. Let's be real. Nothing does indeed, man. But wow, some really great physical media love this week here at BNN, baby. Not bad at all. Not too shabby indeed. Let's head out. Oh, I'm slowly becoming just a wee bit of a Barnes & Noble's fan. I mean, not like I wasn't before. I love coming in here for the Criterion sale and checking out the physical media love, but my God, man, they definitely impress when it comes to physical media goodness, don't you think? Yeah, I think you do. Oh, indeed, man. I mean, they've got the Criterion love, they've got old editions. Man, old DVD editions way back in the day, dude. Damn, man. You don't see that shit anymore. You really honestly don't. On top of that, I mean, out of all the other love that we've seen here at Barnes & Noble, they also end up having, lest we forget, they have a little bit of, Arrow video sale goodness as well. Man, they are killing it as far as physical media love, man. They really are, yes. the prices are jacked like a motherfucker, okay? They are really bad here, okay? So hopefully you have a membership that you can actually buy the shit at a reasonable price. But that being said, though, I gotta admit, they have some really good selection and some amazing variety. And that definitely makes me, as far as a physical media fan, very, very happy indeed, man. Can't say I'll afford all the prices, but hey, I can always look at the shit, can't I? Indeed I can, man. Not half bad yet again for Barnes & Noble's coming through to save the day yet again. They are getting pretty good at that, not gonna lie. They really honestly are, man. Definitely enjoyed it this week. Hope you did as well. But how about we head home and finish the video? Alright, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and the DVD. Out and about video this week. And look, there was actually a lot of physical media to show off, all things considered, once we ended up getting past Walmart. Because to be honest with you guys, oh, they had jack shit. Oh my god, man. You know, if only they had a lot of physical media love, then maybe it might have been worth it even more. You know, more physical media is never a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but there was still a lot of great physical media love to check out regardless. Not everything, of course. I mean, it would have been nice to have seen a little bit more, but, you know, I mean, it happens that way. All things considered, you know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
What are you doing in my video? Why are you buying my video, man?
Listen,
What the hell is it?
just because you don't go to Best Buy anymore.
Dude, I can't go to Best Buy anymore. They're closed.
You still have to give them some love. Little steelbook action? No?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You decided to invade my video
I did.
to show off.
Of course.
You got it?
I got it. I do.
Can you? You show it to me?
I sure can.
Pretty please?
Pretty please?
Oh, shit. Look at that. Oh, wow.
Sweet.
Holy shit.
Lionsgate.
What the fuck? Look at that.
Everybody loves the steelies. The slipcover comes off and
Oh my, look at this. Holy,
it's
dude.
sweet.
Look at that, dude. So it's all different versions of Nicolas Cage.
Yep, exactly. Looks better in person.
Whoa.
Much better.
I looked at this online. It didn't look that impressive online, man.
I think it's great. I think it looked great.
Shit. Yeah, because this is Raising Arizona.
Yep.
Oh my god, there's this right here is Face Off, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Where's Valley Girl, man?
Are you really wanting Valley
Hell
Girl?
yeah, I do. You kidding me?
I think like this is Ghost Rider. I think like
That does well.
yeah.
I don't know because he looks older there.
Yeah. I think this one is Mandy. Wow.
It's sweet.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I like the Target edition.
Oh yeah, this one is Con Air, with the longer hair.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh my god, man.
It's sweet.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
The pictures inside are sweet too. If you take out the movies, like the
What is it
backdrop.
What is it?
I think it's after they
jumped
into
after
the
they jumped in, the cliff and everything. Yep. Oh shit, yeah,
sweet,
yeah. Oh shit, yeah. All the cliff stuff. Look,
Yep.
look at that. Oh shit, cool, nice. Oh
Luckily,
man.
I'm glad it came in good shape.
Oh well, you know sometimes
Well,
still
yeah,
look
exactly.
than what it is no more.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is a sweet. That's a sweet one.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just like all the new Lionsgates coming out, the slipcover, and so it's nice.
Woo. Mine.
No.
I can.
I like your edition too.
Well,
but,
you came to give it to me.
but you don't like 4K, so it doesn't matter.
What do you mean I don't like 4K? I do now.
Now you do. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay,
you can order it.
No, I'm gonna keep it.
No, you're going to order it if you want it.
I'm gonna keep it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I got a choice of. There's a few I could use back here.
Oh no! Yeah.
Exactly. This is sweet.
But even though he got that edition, I got.
Yeah, that's sweet.
The Target edition, baby.
That's a
Look
slip
at this.
cup.
This
That's a
is
sweet-
great art. I love
I
this art,
agree.
man. This is sweet art, man. I had to get this. This is artwork I love so
boy,
much.
this was tough, but
This was a tough one, but I love that, and the same on the inside as well, which ain't half bad too. I really
you
love
see the
that.
front? Is it the same thing?
Yeah.
And inside.
Yeah, on the
Oh,
inside.
it's
side
not
as well.
same.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Same one as the inside.
Hey,
No.
just a slip.
No.
Come on, man.
Oh man.
Why not?
Get your own, damn it.
Oh.
Yeah, get your own.
Okay. I'm gonna
Ah,
double.
you-
No, I'm not
Double
gonna-
da.
No,
Yeah.
not for another slip. I
Ah.
spent 30 something for that. So actually, I think 40.
No boy, but I mean,
No,
regardless,
that's a nice subcover.
regardless of whether you get this edition or get the Steelbook Love, the movie, as I was saying in the video earlier, you guys, when John and I went to see the movie, we were laughing our ass off.
hell
It
yeah.
was so incredibly funny. We love Nicolas Cage in the movie. Pedro Pascal kills it.
I agree.
We loved it so much, man.
Always like
And
Nick Cage.
this is an awesome movie. It really showcases the love for Nicolas Cage in a big bad way, man. It really honestly does, man. If every movie was like this, it'd be fucking
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Love it so much, dude. Love it amazingly. Grad, I got my edition. John's got his. I mean, eventually he'll give me his edition.
I was just
anyway,
praying
so-
it came in good shape, not dented.
Yeah, because you're giving it to me, which is fair enough.
Why? If it was dented, you wouldn't want it.
Well,
you
no,
want it
but now
perfect.
that it's in perfect condition, I know you'll give it to me. So there.
Oh, horse shit.
But that is not all, guys, because yes, I picked up that, but I also have
Uh-oh.
a mysterious package from SRS Cinema. Yes, now this see, even John's even John's like, what the hell is this exactly?
I think I might know.
No, you don't. Trust me,
Well,
you don't.
no, because I was gonna say because I got something in the mail the other day.
Yeah, but not from this company.
No, but I didn't even know when I got the package. It's just like a little one.
Really?
It was okay, well,
You do not know because
I'm thinking because we
What?
both bought stuff on.
we did.
Yeah,
We
so.
did. But with this was actually a pre-order.
Okay.
And I ordered it through SRS. Basically, this movie is going to be a gamble for me.
Okay.
Because...
Like you don't do that anyways. Half of this shit here is. Well, it is. It's blind orders. You know that. I do the same thing
Okay.
too. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Exactly.
This one especially because YouTubers turned filmmakers is a bit of a gamble at times. And so I'm curious as to how this is going to fare. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But I'm going to try to give him a little bit of love. But you guys out there, especially him, don't know exactly what I got and won't until my...
Open this shit.
No, they're going to wait.
Until when?
Until my June pickups eventually. When
year.
When I will show off all the titles that I got for the month. I got boutique.
I'm not
Label
watching
Love.
it now. What's the point? Was it a brick of gold?
I got boutique label love. I got new release gold. I got surprises along the way. There's some really unique and interesting stuff for the month of June, and I cannot wait to show it off to you guys. But you'll definitely have to stay tuned for a little bit of June pickup love. We'll see how this one fares, guys.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do.
I'll subscribe real quick. Oh, that thinking out loud.
Why do I keep him around?
Why? I'm not going anywhere.
Of course.
Sorry. I'll be here.
And before we let you go, he's still sticking around. I have no idea why.
Nowhere to go.
Of course. Is it still worth buying movies on 4K Blu-ray? Let's dive in, shall we? I think you're going to like this.
All right.
With streaming reigning supreme, has the time finally come to eject the Blu-ray disc from our lives? Is there a good reason to buy one of the best 4K Blu-ray players these days? There's no doubt that the vast majority of movie purchases now come from digital download and keep sales. Between that and the ubiquity of streaming services, you might be forgiven for thinking that physical media is, if not yet, obsolete. Then at least easing into retirement. But this couldn't be further from the truth. When it comes to film ownership, people still love physical discs for a bunch of reasons. 4K and regular Blu-rays and even old school DVDs still sell in big numbers and are actually crucial to the home entertainment success of movies.
When it comes to convenience and value, streaming services can't be beaten. A fixed fee coupled with a consistent flow of content to watch is irresistible. Indeed it is, sir. Can you deny that? Yes indeed. The catch is that content on many streaming services is largely transitory. Unless it's an original production, the rights to show it will lapse, and titles come and go from these services. If you've been planning on catching up with Lady Bird or The Exorcist at the weekend, you might have just missed your chance. If there's a film you want to see, a disc guarantees your ability to watch it. And then there's the allure of special editions and restorations. Sure, the bulk of your viewing may be streams or downloads, but a limited edition disc release in deluxe packaging or a fancy steelbook still holds enormous appeal.
Of course.
And if you're serious about movies, the work of specialist archival labels like Indicator and 88 Films holds enormous appeal. These labels invest a huge amount of time and money in locating obscure prints or films and lavishing them with 4K restorations, plus all new supplemental interviews and commentaries. You'll only find these features on these discs, and in some cases it might be the only way you can catch the 4K HDR version of these movies. That's true of cult classic Tremors, for example.
Yes, it is.
The cost of restoring these films means that the premium price of 4K Blu-rays is really the only way they can pay for themselves. So if we want to avoid great older films being lost to obscurity, 4K Blu-ray remains vital. If your jam is obscure Italian giallo thrillers, Hong Kong martial arts movies, or grindhouse horrors, disc will scratch your collector's itch far better than any of the main streaming services.
Yes.
Which is not wrong.
No.
The question of disc quality versus streaming is currently pretty clear-cut, but the future is less certain. Blu-ray, be it 4K or HD, offers a consistent experience. You'll generally be seeing the best a movie can look every time you hit play, and your experience won't be tempered by unpredictable network speeds or adaptive streaming. If this little discourse tells us anything, it's that both Blu-ray, 4K and HD discs, and streaming have an important role to play in any home entertainment system. The value and quality available from the likes of Prime Video, Netflix, and Disney Plus will satisfy most, but Blu-ray remains the ultimate AV collectible. And using it to support the films you love most makes a vital financial contribution in an age where creative work is becoming undervalued. Indeed, it is. But I want to know what you think about this, because you and I, we are physical media collectors.
Absolutely.
We are physical media lovers. Beyond. And nowadays, there's no denying the fact that digital is what it is.
Yep.
It is hugely becoming...
It's a fast society right now.
Yes.
So everybody wants everything fast, convenient, right there for them.
Sure. And in some ways, is it true to say that maybe physical media is not 100% dying?
They've been saying that they've been dead for how long? 6, 7, 8 years?
A long time.
The people on YouTube spend an hour talking about how dead it is.
Yes.
Obviously, they don't know what they're talking about. And this was over like 7, 8 years, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I'm not saying any names on who's talking about. That's fine. But if that's their opinion, that's absolutely fine. But they said it's dead already, and it's not. It's not.
But do you see, because nowadays what people are doing now, and this is very, very true, people look at a digital streaming service like a Netflix, like a Hulu, Disney
all you
Plus.
do is the money gets taken out of what their checking account and everything.
Sure.
It's right on there, and I understand why they do that. That's
It's
fine.
easy, it's
easy, convenient.
Yes.
Not mocking them. I have Disney for Star Wars and
Marvel
stuff.
and
but I have the Marvel movies. I already have.
Sure.
But there's nothing like for me throwing it in my 4K player and watching it.
Let me ask you this:
Yep.
How many movies would you say you have in your collection
Okay.
that will never be on a streaming service, ever?
Oh, jeez.
A
ton.
That will never ever be on a streaming service because maybe it's not PC. Maybe
once in a while you'll be surprised.
Sure.
That something like a Netflix, Terrifier was on there.
Okay.
If I remember right.
Okay.
Someone told me. Okay, I might be wrong about that.
Sure.
Right. But I was told that.
That's a shocker.
And I was like,
that's nuts.
I'm like, holy shit.
Seeing a Terrifier
because that's pretty gory and graphic, which is fantastic
on a Netflix, but
on Netflix,
yeah,
and they have some movies like that, but
they do.
I thought Netflix was losing money right now.
They are mega money.
Okay.
They're laying off employees in a big bad way.
Probably just brought it up higher because people probably got it and exactly. So now when there's, like, what does that say? I mean, if that's going, I don't have Netflix anymore, and I don't know when I'm going to watch Stranger Things. Maybe I might just get the trial and just, but I don't know.
I think the thing about it for us is that when it comes to physical media, you and I have been people that have been very much like, okay, this is the best. It's never going to get any better than this, right? We went through the VHS era, we've went through the DVD era, we've gone through the Blu-ray era, which is technically still around,
Yes,
obviously.
yeah.
And same with DVD, and now 4K. And now with all of the streaming services now that are bombarding you, and with all of the physical media choices, does it all cancel each other out at the end of the day?
First off, I never got bombarded by streaming.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I just collect physical media. That's my number one love. I watch streaming. The only thing I watch on streaming is just Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Absolutely.
I watch Miss Marvel.
Sure.
And that's it. Anything that comes out on Disney like that, because they don't release that on 4K or Blu-ray.
Or any physical.
Like even The Mandalorian. That's what I watch on streaming, and that's it. Everything else is what I watch on 4K, Blu-ray, DVD, VHS. I unlocked, I don't have VHS because I don't have room for it underneath right now. So,
well, let me ask you this though: if those series came to Blu-ray or 4K, would you keep this at Disney Plus, or would you let it go?
If you mean if they released it,
yeah,
I would probably buy them on physical media.
Okay. I
know it's gonna, it's only $7.99 for Disney, but I like physical media. I want it.
Exactly.
But I can still watch it on TV when I want to. The Disney for $7.99.
True, but the truth is though, from the article says, hey, look, Blu-ray and 4K are still amazing to buy.
Of course,
there's so many great things out there.
Blu-ray has came such a long way with picture quality.
Yes,
it's amazing,
and so is 4K.
Oh yeah, 4K quality in the beginning was kind of shoddy.
Yeah,
and I understand it because this new technology.
Absolutely.
And now the 4Ks I bought over the last I don't know how long, much better.
Much better. Sure.
Yep. Even the boutique ones that put out 4K,
they've upped the quality.
Are stunning.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like Blue Underground is fantastic. Blue Underground, for example, 4Ks.
Yeah,
are amazing.
I agree.
They're just as good. Well, I think they're better than some of the big ones.
Well, I mean, the problem is this, right? And you and I have talked about it before. You look at a company like Disney, and you've said to me many times before, you said, well, look, I've seen some of their 4Ks, and I'm just not impressed by
some of them. I wasn't impressed at all.
And so...
First Iron Man, I wasn't impressed, and I don't understand why the first Iron Man, which I think is the best, probably one of the best Marvel movies, the first Iron Man, and I was just like, this is what you did to Iron Man?
Well,
really?
I guess to ask you this, do you think Disney is undercutting physical media in order to up the streaming stuff?
They're putting more into they want more streaming.
Yes, and that's
their choice. That's fine.
Yes, but
I got other great labels I can buy. They don't care then because they want everybody to buy their streaming service. That's what they're for. Disney's about pure money.
But let me ask you this: do you think that eventually all of these companies, they look at the streaming and they say, well, we're getting more revenue out of streaming than physical media?
I think it would have been done by now.
You do?
I think so.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I read that Netflix is losing money right now. And that was huge.
That was huge.
Huge.
Yeah, gigantic.
And was that, I didn't think that was ever going to happen. I thought streaming, I'm not saying physical media, I thought was going to be gone forever.
Sure.
Like everybody else says.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it was going to stay because I know a ton of people that collect. And if you go look to all the boutiques or even like Best Buy, everything sells out in a heartbeat.
Yes.
How many Best Buy Steelbooks? Gone. And either they're going to be gone forever or a year from now they'll bring it back. Into the Spider-Verse. That sold out just like that. And about a year and a half later, they started popping around Best Buy, the Steelbook. They were everybody wanted it.
I mean, Black
And then all of a
Widow.
sudden, Black Widow. I don't know if Black Widow ever came back out.
No, it never did. Because I've been trying to find that
Zavi, the only other place I know that had Black Widow for the longest time was Zavi, and they're sold out because I wanted to get it, but that's a little more money.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I want it.
Yeah, I mean, the Suicide Squad was one that sold out fast.
That was sold out fast, but was on and off.
Yeah.
Batman was on and off right now. That sold out at one time. They reduced the price down to $24.99.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home was that. I think that was only on their website you can get it.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, because Lord knows it wasn't in the.
If you want this stuff, you gotta pre-order it.
In fact, you always tell me about the Avengers. I think it was the Avengers Infinity War.
Yes.
Yeah, the
one with Thanos going with the glove like that.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered as soon as it was up, and I went to Best Buy numerous times after that. I never seen it.
Sure.
I think it was just sold out. I think it mostly sold out, obviously online.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that was gone. I think you said you saw it, right?
I might have seen it. It might be. Yeah,
maybe it's just where we live.
Maybe
that's another thing. Like there's things that I watch people on YouTube that hunt like you do, and I've seen them find stuff at Best Buy that I never seen Best Buy here.
No, never have I seen some of that shit here. Never.
No, and then it seems like the people I watch, we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Because you go there every week and the most recent titles. You expect them to be there.
Yes,
Walmart,
you do.
Target.
Yeah.
I'll be quite honest, I don't hunt like that anymore on Tuesdays. I don't do it because
you just gotta go around like a motherfucker.
Well, the ones I want, I pre-order from like Best Buy. I have to because they're gonna go.
Yeah.
If like another, like for example, Real Genius 4K is coming out. Yeah, I know. I can't wait. To me, that's probably just going to be it. I don't know if they're going to have a steelbook or anything. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But I'm saying, if you want a steelbook, order it. You never know what's out. But just say the 4K comes out.
Okay.
I'll pre-order from someone reliable.
Sure. Well,
the few places we
sure that
reliable.
Will have
you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Walmart's going to have it and Target's going to have it. I don't know if they're going to have them and.
You never know.
And I'm not going to drive all around town to get it.
Look, I've been to enough Walmarts where I know they don't carry shit sometimes. So it's like it's like a shit sandwich.
It's bad. You know what I'm saying? It's rarely that I buy a movie from Best Buy at all. I can't even remember the last time I bought one.
Well, I mean, let me ask you this, though.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the future, because in the article it does say, hey, look, special editions, steel books, boutique label stuff, Do you think that we are entering into a time period where eventually 5-10 years down the road, the major studios, the Paramounts, the Universals, the Disneys, Warner Brothers, you name it, all these companies say we're done with physical media and the only surviving element that will be left will be the Vinegar Syndromes, the Severance, the Scream Factories, the Code Reds, the 88 films, all those jazz. Do you think we are entering into...
As long as they're making money, it's going to keep going.
Okay.
5-10 years from now, we're already in the 10th year that people said physical media is dead.
I literally, every single year, I hear somebody say it.
And I mean, not to be rude, but obviously I don't think they really watch what's going on. No. I heard it 2-3 years ago, and all the boutiques we love, everybody, those movies sell,
Yeah.
The really good ones, they're gone. I mean, some of them mass produced, which is fine.
Sure.
I'd rather buy from them anyways, personally, But I mean, they put more love in it, I think.
I think that's where it's heading because I look at the streaming services. Warner Brothers has their own streaming service. Universal has
But they're still doing physical media. They're still doing great. Warner Brothers got great stuff. The Paramount's got great stuff.
But when does the scales shift? When
people decide they don't want physical media anymore.
But I
don't know.
But I will say this. I do think physical media is slowly but surely... Like, you and I, we're diehards. People who watch this channel, they're diehards. But there are people
there's millions of us.
Yes, but there is a slow... has been for a long time a turning shift where people are like, well, I've got so many discs at home and I've got things piled up and I can't,
I only buy what I like.
And I agree. I do the same.
And there's a lot of movies we don't like, a lot of movies I do like, love, good. I buy those. I'm not going to buy something that just because I want a big collection, or just something. Oh, I just want to put it into my collection because it belongs. You know what I'm saying? Like, say the Halloween. I'm talking about big Halloween Friday 13th has a lot of movies.
Sure.
I personally, I'm not gonna buy, like, say Halloween. I'm not gonna buy Resurrection. I'm not gonna buy Rob Zombies. I'm not a fan of them. Not, that's fine. That's me.
Sure.
I'm not gonna put them with the other movies. I'm not gonna buy it just to complete the collection.
Yes.
I mean, like years ago. Remember, Shaw put out the Halloween Blu-rays.
Absolutely.
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it because there's movies I didn't like in it. I love Halloween. I didn't like Resurrection. I don't like. I just don't.
So you just don't want to buy.
I don't want to spend that much. I mean, I got the rest of the movies I like. Majority of them I like. But I'm not gonna just I'm just gonna buy Resurrection just for my collection.
I think my thing about it, and I think you would agree with
why buy that when I can buy something else I like?
Years and years ago, I used to have 5,000 movies on DVD.
Yeah,
I was just buying for the sake of buying.
Yeah.
Like motherfucker.
Yeah.
I used to work at Media Play. I had a discount.
Wow.
Fucking, DVDs were new.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm buying whatever, man.
Yeah, they're expensive new too.
And I was just piling up, and I think a lot of people were piling up at that point. And a lot of people look at streaming. They look at the ease of it. They look at I don't have to have so many discs. I don't have to have waste so many space.
No, I get that.
And there's an appeal to streaming.
People have they have other things to do in their life. They can't do that.
Sure.
And that's fine. That's what suits their lifestyle.
Sure.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's fine.
We work.
Yeah.
We got stuff to do.
I mean,
a kid, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I still find, I'm on my phone 24/7 looking to get some extra money. Hey, it's true. I've been doing it for years and years. But too much, too many of them. I get what I can do.
But let me though ask you this. That's sort of a final thing.
Okay.
Because, the article states, hey, look, 4K Blu-ray is great, it's still worth buying, and we agree with that.
Oh, yeah.
110%.
Even DVD, in my eyes.
Even with DVD.
Yep.
I'm so glad that all these formats are still around.
There's still stuff not available on Blu-ray or 4K on DVD.
Yeah, I know. How crazy is that?
I don't have no problem buying the DVD.
I mean, that's nuts. But, do you think there's a world, because I've talked about so many articles that say streaming is better than physical is better than streaming. Do you think that we can ever come to a happy place where everybody can come together?
Physical media and, streaming, it's whatever suits your lifestyle and what you want.
Absolutely.
If you work 10 hours, 12 hours a day, you want to watch a movie, I understand streaming.
Yes, absolutely.
Or, even if you want to buy physical media, it's what you prefer.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I'm not going to rip on someone because they like streaming like they do nowadays. Who cares? I like streaming, but I just have Disney, and that's all I want because I have most of those, the Marvel movies and Star Wars. I don't watch Star Wars on Disney.
I think
I can just grab a movie.
I think at the end of the day, streaming has its advantages. There's a lot of really great original content.
There's Stranger Things,
Stranger Things, Obi-Wan,
all
Kenobi,
that stuff.
Mandalorian.
If that's the only way I can get it, that's fine.
But at the end of the day, there's also a ton of movies, and I have them in the collection where I know there's never going to be a place for them on a streaming site whatsoever. There's just never
because I can just go and grab a movie and watch it anytime I want.
There's no way that certain movies are going to be available all the time on
not at all.
It's just not.
That's fine.
It's not going to happen. I mean, Lord knows I'd love to see everything on streaming, but that's just not the reality.
No, it's not.
And so, at the end of the day, is there a perfect scenario, a perfect world? No, there really isn't. And somebody's going to pick one over the other. I'm always going to be a physical media guy. You as well.
Yep.
But
that's what I prefer, and that's what I like.
But I think there's a happy medium at the end of the day. I truly do believe this. And as long as you get your money's worth out of whatever you love.
Nobody wins this. This is a winner. It's what suits you and what you want to do. It's all it is.
At the end of the day, everybody said streaming is going to take out physical media.
They've been saying it for a long time.
Media. Physical media is still around.
It's been around for a long time, and
long time.
I know. Like I said before, the boutique labels that I'm sure watching when we order.
Yeah,
you got to get on that shit real quick. Some of it, man.
It's
limited
fat.
edition, and
It goes.
oh my god,
Drop of a hat.
yeah. Well, there's time. I mean, I only can afford what I can get.
Yes.
I mean, you buy more than me. Not ripping, but he buys more than me. Yes, you do.
I don't.
You know,
I don't.
I'm looking every day, believe me, and I'm planning my course of getting what I want to get. But I mean, I got to make a snap decision if I want certain stuff because it sells out quick. And if I don't get it, first word I say is, "Fuck! I should have got it when I wanted it." But that's fine if I miss out.
Truth be told, I only have like 300 movies in the collection.
3,000.
And John has far more than me.
Yeah.
He has like a thousand, if not more.
Bullshit.
And I'm in awe of his collection. To be fair, I'm in awe of it. I really am, man.
No sarcasm. No sarcasm. Oh boy.
But at the end of the day, guys, physical media is going to be around. It's important. Streaming is important as well. There's a best of both worlds situation, and no matter what you like, physical media, streaming, Blu-ray, 4K, DVD, at the end of the day...
Laserdisc.
They're still making Laserdisc?
You can still find them.
Oh, okay. Well, like, shit, they're making new shit already?
Viewmasters.
Oh, my God.
They still have Viewmasters. I still have some of my Viewmaster discs. It's something to watch.
The point is, okay, the point is, guys, is that whatever you prefer, just enjoy it. And enjoy it while it lasts. Nothing lasts forever, to be fair. But at the end of the day, physical media has bucked the trend for a long time. And anybody that tells you that physical media is dying, anybody that tells you that physical media will be dead in a year's time or 5 years, don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Yes, it might not be
just want subs.
True. It may not be as popular as it was even 10 years ago. But that doesn't mean that
I think it's... I don't see why it's not.
Well, I just think that some people have moved on, unfortunately. But the people that have stayed have been diehards. And those people are my kind of people.
Of course, yeah. Like I said 4 or 5 times, sells out quick, so someone's got to buy it.
Someone's buying it. Someone is still invested in physical media, and
just selling it on eBay for a good price. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's true.
Yes, it's true.
It's true. It's not just movies; it's everything in general nowadays.
You're right, but as long as the sales are there, as long as companies see that there's a momentum to still put physical media out, then they will. Maybe you can't necessarily get it in a store. But
Best Buy was bringing stuff in.
True,
but
shout and scream. But as long as you can
Arrow.
find it, no matter where, online or whatever, at least you have a chance to buy it still. And whatever you like, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the end of the day. You like streaming, go for streaming. You like physical media, go for physical media. Media, guys. Just don't go for the viewfinders, the masters.
They're fucking cool, dude. You kidding me? What the hell's wrong with Viewmasters?
They were good when I was a kid, but I
still are a kid. You act like one. Damn videos.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos that I do. Not this guy does. I do.
Shut up.
Check out.
Lucky I'm here.
Check out the old school movie reviews that I've done with the guys, movie hunting like Dollar Tree hunts, Blu-ray pickup videos, live streams, and much more older content and newer stuff that is coming down the line very, very soon. So definitely keep a lookout for all of that. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you would like to send the channel any movie-related goodness, you can do that. Physical media, care packages, posters, you name it. If you would like to send something, you can send it to the P.O. box in the description below. It is not expected, but it's definitely appreciated. And you...
Why do you got the P.O. box then?
Because a lot of people out there have said to me, "Hey, we want to send you some." We want to send you some really great stuff, and where do we send it to? Where do we send it to? And the P.O. box is the place to be.
Stand in the corner and beg for money. My movies.
Now,
what I think? I should just.
Now, hold on a second. if you would like
to send something to the P.O. box and specifically for John,
it's okay.
then it's for John, okay?
It's his station.
And
it's okay.
I will give it to John, all right?
That's okay. No,
all right.
you.
Whether you want to give it to Nick or Bob or John, just let me know.
Good.
But
I appreciate it, but
he'll just beg for money on the street.
No,
but
that's okay.
But yes, any and all packages go to the P.O. box. And much, much more. But guys, that'll do it for the video. It's been fun. It's been fun hanging out with this guy towards the end of the video here.
We always hang out.
Talking the shit and everything like that. So guys, thank you very much for watching yet another Out and About. And I suppose I'll get back to you yet again next week for more physical media goodness yet again. The adventure
can't wait.
The adventure continues.
Yes, it does.
For me, not for you. For me.
That's cold.
Take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.